Hello everyone. I just realized. Oops. I've been watching these. It's been a while since I streamed last. Last time was... I actually don't know when. Like Wednesday? 4 days now? I don't even have an excuse. I don't know. It's not like... Well, it's less like Mant burnout and more so... I think streaming the run takes a toll on me. More than just like playing through it. I've given up on improving Taishin. I think this is gonna be the one. That is not the one I'm running, sorry. I think this is gonna be the one I'm gonna end up running, which isn't that bad. Besides the 905 wit, that would be better if that, you know, was at least like 1,000. But the Guts tech is taking a toll on me. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, I don't know. My deck is good. I just think the Guts deck is annoying to build around. I think I'm supposed to drop like Fuku for another Guts card and then aim for a high roll. Yeah, I mean, I've been kind of keeping up with the news through the Discord, right? I do want to go over like everything that happened on the JP server with the Paka live. I should have streamed the day that it went live. Right now, this is my jobber Hishi Amazon. I've given up on the Guts deck with her. She is... She's super annoying to do the Guts deck on. I've done 15 runs now with the Guts deck, and I don't want to do it anymore. So I'm just going to do a standard speed wit deck. She's going to lose duels. She's going to be whatever. But I just need another end closer to like duel my own Taishin. So I'm just gonna accept the well, I want to redo this because she doesn't even hit 600 guts. But yeah, like without, especially on Hishi Amazon, like she has no speed bonus, so not having any of the speed bonus guts cards has made it really hard to hit it. So I'm just gonna do with the jobber speed wit deck and pray that she can just stat stick her way through with triple 1200s. But like I was doing. Like, I tried triple guts with Haru, Bijin, Bamboo. I tried just like Bijin and Bamboo. But it's just like, it's so much rougher when you don't have that speed bonus on a 0 speed bonus Uma. So I'm just gonna jobber Hishi Amazon. I'm gonna try to rerun Hishi Amazon for the next CM just to like give her an actual shot. Because going for a stat line like this will be easier for her on a track where she isn't relying, where her unique can actually do something. Because right now, she'll proc her unique and get 0 value out of it. So I'm sure the next time... I don't think I'm going to end up running this one. I'm going to still do more runs. I was running 3 speed 2 wit 1 power. I've been comboing these two together, which is not really that good. But if like CB finishes and then Ayabe finishes, at least Ayabe can... I can choose the SP version instead of getting the gold skill. But Ayabe's really good because of her TE. And I didn't know what else to put in here. I guess I could have put in another wit card. Or maybe put in a guts card to try to hit like 700 guts. But Ayabe, I feel like, has been doing decent, so I've just been running this deck. And I'll probably just try to hit like UG with this, like all 1200s. Like this probably could have hit UG if I didn't double circle 3 or 5 skills. I hit Fast Learner on this run. If I bought like the random end closer stuff, like Intense Gaze and everything else, I probably could have hit in UG. But I'll try to improve that one. I think today was the announcement for it, right? Yeah, make sure you enter the right league, whether you're playing open or graded. Alright, we got 4 more days. So I'll probably do this run. Let me finish up this run, and then I want to go over like everything I missed on the JP version. Because it's nice looking at the future stuff. Alright. I usually buy these two skills, like I'll buy Spurt and Trass and Cheer if I can, because Hishi Amazon does not like winning these early races. I don't even know where I got Max in on. Oh, I think CB gave you 2 hints of Spurt. But I like after 10-ish attempts of like running these early miles without a skill, I just can't win them. It's like I lose 30 SP, I think. Fine Motion's bonded. At least 30 SP if I hit Fast Learner. That's not the end of the world. But it's not even like trying to save clocks. I just straight up won't be like, if I use all 5 clocks, I just won't have enough wins because I'd have to use it all on like the juvenile fillies and like the Miles Cup, even if I ignore the G1s and G2s. Both my wit cards are bonded. I exited out of this run like an hour ago. How are both my wit cards bonded? Alright, nice. I got the juice here. Have they been giving us 3 clocks every day? Really? I haven't claimed any of the presents in like 2 weeks now. I feel like it's a little late. It's a little late to try to keep people playing Man. I'm sure like almost everybody's just waiting for the next scenario. Not that the next scenario is like that much better. At least you glue in like 5 minutes. It takes like 8 minutes to get to the glue point here. Like in Grand Live, you can glue as soon as the classic year starts, and you don't have to do the like 8 races before it. Well, Grand Live's interesting. You do your trainings to the first song selection. If your song selection is bad, or you didn't finish your bonds, you just glue the run. But the run itself only takes like 18 minutes. I don't know. I don't really like Grand Live, but it is. I'm feeling a little bit of effects from Man. Granted, like most of the times, I'm just chasing like an average half a length to a length better than the Umas I've already made. Except Hishi Amazon, I need to improve her. Another juice combo. Stam's wit I should be fine on. Mainly because I'm not wasting my clicks during summer on guts anymore. Okay, decent stats. Only my wit cards are bonded. Oh, the timer, right. I forgot I had that. -7 is 43. Here. Yeah. It's not like the next CM is that much more fun. 2200, you have to deal with Jobber Christmas Ogre scamming you. And then it's a sprint. Alright, most likely I have to rest this turn. Unless there's some crazy training. I forgot how much I dislike Narita Top Road. Doing the next one on Open League. So you can save clocks with the sprint. Alright, we're just gonna double race here. Try to find out if Throne releases for the finals. That is true. I guess we'll both see the... Throne could release for it, yeah. Throne's pretty strong. I mean, it's not gonna, like, change much, because I think getting 1200s in the 3 stats is fairly easy. Well, not easy, but fairly doable. It's just everyone will have Photon Slash. Throne good for the sprint? Nah, I wouldn't use Throne for the sprint. I would say Boxing Guts is better. Throne replaces a Wit card. Throne gives you 85 speed and like 160 Wit from her dates, like from her events. That's not counting training with her or anything. So like you just use Throne as, you know, 85 speed, 160 Wit. She's a Wit card. But most people should have Wit cards, like Guts should be harder to get. So I would probably borrow Boxing for Light as a Feather. I think that's what the translation is. Right, it's Light as a Feather. It was called In High Spirits. Oh, maybe it's just In High Spirits. No, Light as a Feather is the white. Oh my. I can't really be using clocks like this anymore. Trust and Cheers Spurt, not enough. Alright, shop didn't refresh so they lost. What's my bonds at? Everyone but top road. Alright, it looks like this run's gonna get glued. Yeah, I think this run's getting glued. When we get 3,000 clock presents, just use carrots. That's what all the carrot presents are for, right? Clocks. Every 10 pulls 150 clocks. Alright, yeah, this one's getting glued. Unfortunate. At least they say, and the quality of life where they like save your previously used stuff is so nice now. No, next scenario won't. The next scenario that's like clock heavy, I wouldn't even call it clock heavy. Well, the next scenario that you'll use clocks in is probably La Arc. La Arc has like rival races where you face against well, I guess the rivals at La Arc. And like those sometimes use clocks because they actually have like somewhat decent stats. So if I pull up La Arc here, oh, does Game Torrent not have the rivals? Oh, Game Torrent might not have the numbers on the rivals. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, they don't have it here. But these two hurt. If you're playing frontrunners in La Arc, it's a little bit harder for you because they have like backliner kits. What is it? Venus and Rigatona? I don't remember their names. But they have backliner kits, so, you know, if they hit, it's kind of hard to beat them. Especially if you're not buying skills. What else is there? Oh, we have Inari 1 now. Have they really been giving us 3 clocks a day? Career mode rally. No, they have. That's kind of funny. Well, maybe I don't have to be as liberal as I am with my clocks. What are clocks in? Consumables? I bought 367. I think I've used like 600 by now, which is crazy. We're closing in onto the actual half anniversary or full anniversary for the global, right? How many days has it been? 341. It's kind of crazy. 24 more days. Is it June 24th? Is that the... No, it released the 26th, right? I don't know why that number is weird. Clock presence. Nice, yeah. Let me go talk about the Pocket Live real quick. This is like what happened while I wasn't streaming. Their Pocket Live, which I think before on stream I said that the 3 Umas that I thought were most likely to get the wedding outfits was Gentle Donna, Manhattan Cafe, and Grand Allegria. 2 of those were gonna get it, and then 1 of them was gonna get their card. You can, like, usually when they do the Pocket Lives, you can just look at the cast list. Like, 9 times out of 10, the VA of the person who's, like, involved in the VA of the Uma that's involved in the event will be present at the Pocket Live. I don't think it's, like, 100% certain, but generally, like, obviously they would bring up the VA to talk about the event if their Uma is getting something. So that's what the event was, the Bride one. They do that every June. Our past Bride one was Fine Motion, right? There's Fine Motion and like Curran. Sirius Symboli got a new gold for... This is her alternate outfit. She got a new gold for the Derby to be usable. She basically gets Encroaching Shadow on her green for the Derby. The Japanese player base isn't happy with the new Pocket Life format. Every single Pocket Life so far, like, they hate the new Professor Horseshoe guy. What did we tell everyone if Throne comes this month? Oh, you have to pull for it, obviously. 3 CMs? That's so much longevity. And I think they announced the next League of Heroes is a medium track. Everything else was already announced. Off-screen training, still, like, we have to wait till late June to see how this works, but you're able to, like, queue up a run and then, like, close your game. But in this screenshot, or, like, the screenshot they showed on the Pocket Live, it said that a URA run was going to take 50 minutes. So I don't know, like, how good the off-screen training is. I guess maybe you can queue up one before you go to sleep. I guess you could just, like, leave your, like, device on and just do the regular auto mode. I don't know what the auto off-screen training is, like, realistically meant for. The new scenario, I talked about in Discord. I was not expecting it to be, you know, ramen themed. I have no idea. Like, I have 0 idea on, like, how this scenario is gonna work. But the new scenario is going to be ramen themed. I don't think there's... most likely, like, the data mineable stuff will come out in, like, 2 weeks for the ramen scenario. Or at least, like, the parameters of the event. Usually they get added, like, 2 weeks before the new scenario comes in. But yeah, it's, like, Fine Motion, Narita Top Road, Nice Nature, Calstone Light O. I think Meisho Dodo is one of the scenario Umas. And then it's... The friend cards are Light Hello and Tazuna. This is the first time where, like, friends cards are reused. Most likely they're just gonna print a group card with both Light Hello and Tazuna in it, because obviously they're gonna make you pull for the new scenario card. And then most likely, like, Narita Top Road's most likely gonna be the banner card. I can't imagine they print out another Fine Motion card, but Narita Top Road doesn't have a super strong card right now. So I think Narita Top Road is probably gonna be on the scenario banner, and then Nice Nature will probably... Nice Nature and probably Meisho Dodo will get, like, during the scenario, gonna get a banner with their card. Yeah, Teo got her new level 7. This is off the back of Special Week getting her level 7. This is just to make them more viable. Teo's new skill has to be used in the Derby. Well, it doesn't have to be used in the Derby, but you want to use it in the Derby because it gives you acceleration and current speed if the track is a Derby track. That mean Fine Motion Power gets stronger with the scenario, you think? Yeah, most likely. So, like, if you have to, like, collect ingredients in the scenario, or you have to, I don't know, travel to different ramen shops, Fine Motion would probably give you more of whatever currency you need. That's usually how the scenario links work. So yeah, Fine Motion Power would be stronger here. Which I think is the only card, or the only Uma right now that has a card that is used in, like, every deck. Or used in a deck, is Fine Motion Power for Pace Chasers. Yeah, don't know if this is like a creating ramen or like a traveling between different regions for ramen. Like, we don't have the parameters for it. We don't know if they're releasing scenario cards or not. We just know it's not going to be a new person because the two scenario Uma or the two scenario friends are Light Hello and Tazuna. But I can't imagine they don't release like a group card with those two or something. Yeah, it's either making ramen or like a road trip. Those are like the two that right now are like the guesses for it. It's more likely to be making ramen. And then also, I think one of Teo's skill evos got rebalanced to work on the Derby, or be stronger on the Derby. And then we have our new characters, so I was correct that it was, you know, going to either be Manhattan Cafe, Gentle Donna, or Gran Allegria. I want to say I predicted that it was Manhattan Cafe and Gentle Donna and not Gran Allegria, but I don't remember what I said. It's been a while. But Manhattan Cafe gets a recovery skill, which is meant for the... They have a Stayer Stake CM coming up soon in July, which is a 3600, which is what this is supposed to be used for. Her conditions for her unique effect is she is a late surger and she has entered the mid race. Like those are her two conditions for the first part of the unique. Is she is running as a late surger and the phase changed to mid race, so it's guaranteed that it'll always proc, like as at the start of the mid race. And then she gets current speed at the second half of the race if she's in the middle of the pack, which I think is 7th to 4th. Oh no, it's 3rd to 6th. That's kind of weird. Usually when they say middle of the pack, it's 7th to 4th, but I guess it's 6th to 3rd. But she'll get current speed after the 50% mark if she enters there. So like if it's very front heavy and you're like 7th place, you can, as long as you pass into 6th, you'll still activate this since there's no other clamp. It's either you are 6th to 3rd at the 50% mark and you get the current speed, or you go into 6th place to get the current speed. So like no matter what, her unique will proc. Like the stamina recovery is guaranteed, and unless you were 7th the entire race, it's guaranteed that you'll get the current speed from her other half of the unique. Her Evo skills are tremendous pressure. I don't remember what it's called. Intrinsic experience, not pressure, not overwhelming pressure. Intrinsic experience, where if you on the final corner, if you're running near the inner fence, your speed would increase. The Evo skill gives her special scaling. For every uphill she climbs, the skill becomes stronger. Most long tracks have 4 uphills that you have to climb before the final corner. So like for example, the Hanshin 3000. Or not the Hanshin 3000. The Kyoto 3000. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Most of them have 4 uphills. I guess the Hanshin track doesn't have it, but I don't think they run it on the Hanshin. And then the Stairs Stake also has 4 uphills. And then her other Evo skill is basically Encroaching Shadow for her. She gets... If it's a long track and you are a late surger, then at the start of the acceleration phase you get Encroaching Shadow. So that's Manhattan Cafe. The other one that has it, the other Uma with the alternate outfit is Gentle Donna. Gentle Donna is a derby runner. She can basically only be ran on the derby. She's kind of weak outside of it. Her unique effect has Power Crept Inherits now. So her unique effect, if she, at the 50% mark, you are 7th to 4th in a medium race. Then at the 400 meter mark, if you are 5th to 2nd, you get 5 seconds of 0.5. Otherwise, you're guaranteed 5 seconds of 0.45. Like, this is like the usual really strong late race speed. It's just if you are in like the T-pulse area, which is 5th to 2nd, you'll get 0.5. So then when inherited, if you're in that T-pulse range at the 500 or the 400 meter mark, you get a 0.3 target speed inherit. So this is power creeping the previous... Well, this is like the first time, essentially, that a target speed has like power crept T-pulse. Or, I guess New Year's Opera. Like, New Year's Opera is the 400 meter mark. So this is a 0.3 instead of a 0.25. So a lot of late surgers would like this as like a GP for a speed inherit. Granted, it only works on medium tracks. Realistically, it only works on late surgers. Sometimes as a pace chaser, you might blow past 4th place if there's like not enough fronts. Let me move this over. I think her EVA skill is Mile Medium. I think that's what Killer Instinct is. Yeah. Mile Medium, it's current speed on the 3rd corner. If it's on the Tokyo track, you get 0.3 acceleration as well. So, or sorry, if it's on the Derby track, it's 0.3 acceleration. And then she has a new gold. Actually, it's not new gold. Sorry, she has Jungle Pockets gold. And this one just gives her more target speed in the mid race. So her numbers are like really cranked up for the Derby. Like, this is 0.3 additional target speed if it's on the Derby, and then this is 0.3 additional acceleration if it's on the Derby. She's honestly not that strong. Does Derby have the most specialists? Yeah. It's like Derby, I think Derby has more specialists than Arima Keenan. Because the Derby kind of includes the Japanese Oaks as well. So I guess, sorry, Gentle Dawn is the Japanese Oaks specialist, but they're the same thing. But yeah, there's more specialists for this just because it's both the mares and the stallions. Because there's the Oaks and the Derby, and then there's only one Arima Keenan. But yeah, Derby would probably has more specialists. But I think it's like, I don't even think she's that strong. Like, I think Still in Love still has a better kit. Still in Love also has has Killer Instinct. And then she has Unshackled Vow, which is acceleration. So I don't, like, I think like the Wedding Gentle Dawn doesn't even outperform Still in Love. How jobber are fronts in the future? For CM, they're pretty weak. Like, I'm trying to, like, I don't think there's a single front runner for the Derby that I would put high on the tier on like a tier list. Like, your best options for the Derby as a front runner right now is probably like Kiseki or where's Ace? Or like New Year's Ace. Like, these two are probably the best options for the Derby. Like, this Katsuguri Ace is probably better than like, I don't know, New Year's Kitasen, I guess. Like, your two options for the Derby right now are Katsuguri Ace and Kiseki. Is Admire Groove stronger as well? I would... maybe? I would kind of put them on the same tier. I don't think Admire Groove is... I think Still in Love is probably the strongest derby runner for late surgers. But I'd probably put them on the same tier. Admire Groove and Gentle Donna. I think, like, the main thing is that, like, Still in Love and, like, Admire Groove and, like, Victoria Pisa can now inherit Gentle Donna. So, like, they have a slightly better inherit than Gentle Donna would. But I think Still in Love's probably the best late surger for medium tracks. Like right now, I think the top two for Derby are probably like Still in Love and Almond Eye. And then like in the tier below is like both versions of Gentle Donna, Admire Groove, Victoria Pizza, Loves Only You. I think even Teo is fine now. With her level 7. And then like Orfevre's in like the tier below them as well. Or in that same tier. Orfevre always can do anything. But yeah, those are the two Umas. Then there's the Grand Alegria card. The power card for late surgers, I think. I actually didn't look at the card too much. It's like a backliner mile card, right? Doesn't seem that useful to pull on. Like, obviously for a mile, you probably want to borrow it because it's a 2 SP double gold. And I think it's acceleration. But pulling on a card that is like distance specific always feels bad. So you either parent it for the new skill, because these are new skills, you parent it for the whites or you borrow it if you're able to. Platinum Diamond I think also has new skills, so same thing. Most likely parenting it for the whites. But then Blast One Piece is the event card. That was everything from the Pocket Live, which was kind of long. What else? Oh, the Sprint. The Sprint League of Heroes has finally finished, and we have information on the top 300 teams collected here. This was probably the least diverse League of Heroes I think I've seen. Top 3 was basically just Bakshin, Aston Machan, and Calstone Lido. The best comp was triple front runner with these three. If you go to top, like this is top 300, only 2 people didn't run Bakshin. I don't even know what the 2 people ran. If we go to top 100 was all Bakshin, and then like 97% ran Aston Machan, and then 92 ran Calstone Lido. Like maybe you'd see a pace chaser with like Curran, Akebono, or Taiki, and then there was actually I think I follow this person on Twitter. The one Taiki player, I think I follow them. But yeah, this sprint is always like this, where like it's kind of impossible to play without the front runners, especially since they got concentration from Tap Dance City. Fronts were just way too strong to like even lose to a pace. Oh yeah, 99.3% top 3 out of the top 100 players. This is yeah, that was probably like the least fun League of Heroes I think I've witnessed. There was like no out of the box thinking or anything. It was just run Bakshin, Aston Machan, and Calstone Lido. This was last year's sprint. Last year's sprint was a lot more like pace. So it was like half, I wouldn't say half pace. It's like 2/3 pace actually. 2/3 pace, a third front runner. Obviously Aston Machan. And then there was like Rhinecraft. The most common comp was Aston Machan front, and then like Rhinecraft, Akebono pace. Last year it was pretty rough on fronts. Like, they didn't have Bourbon Power, they didn't have Tap Dance City. You had to try to get concentration from Current Wit, I think. When pace chasers are like viable, it's a little bit more diverse, right? Like, you'll see some Ogres, you'll see some Seeking the Pearls. People were running North Flight, and you'll see Chaos Miracle. Wedding Gentle Donna is not pace. She has to be played as Late Surger. Gentle Donna cannot be ran as a pace chaser. But yeah, this was probably like the worst League of Heroes I think I saw. Like, even the Mile was a little bit more diverse. It was just rough because like pace just has like, usually it's like split half and half pace in front. This one was kind of ruled by Taiki Shuttle pace, or Valentine's. But like, I don't think there was something like this crazy where in top 300 there was 21 pace. I think top 100, 4 people ran pace. No, 3 people ran pace. There was a 1% pace, like, showing at this. And if you want to run late, or if you want to like try to hit high ranks on late end, it's so hard. Like, you just get griefed by the NPCs. I think like if you ran late pace, you can get plat 4, which is like where the majority of the rewards are. Like, the majority of the rewards are at plat 4. It's just if you want to like try to hit like top, probably like 1000, it's like impossible to play late end. You might be able to enter top 10k with a Late Surger. I don't know if you can enter it with an end closer. Was Tap Dance City and Bourbon Power mandatory? Not too much. I wouldn't say, Bourbon Power is probably not mandatory. Tap Dance City is kind of really nice. Like, I would borrow Tap Dance City. But I don't, like, there's a lot that you want to borrow here. Like, Aston Machan Guts is really good. Bourbon Power and then Tap Dance City. You can kind of see like the percentage of like what was used. It's like a lot of people use Tap Dance City into Bourbon. I guess Aston Machan is not mandatory. But yeah, you would ideally want to be running these two. Like, 99% of the people in top, what did I leave it at? 300? No, in top 100 were using Bourbon Power. Like, it's a lot that you're leaving on the table. Double golds. And then obviously you need to run the scenario card. Forever Young's busted. Forever Young's just the best wit card. So you should be running it. It's also on a scenario banner. So you should be able to pick it up. Everything else is kind of whatever. I don't know what the average spending is of League of Heroes race chasers. Yeah. It's pretty rough. Like, you kind of need, if you want to like hit top 96, like, you need the new Uma. Alright, like, this one was Taiki. The Mile was... Wait, what was the Mile before? Oh, this was Dirt. So you needed, you needed Smart Falcon. Yeah. It's like it was Smart Falcon, Transcend, Esper City. I don't think Esper City is that strong. Transcend and Smart Falcon Parade were really strong. I think Esper City could have been replaced. But most of them, like, require, like, specific Umas. CMs, you can kind of, like, get away with it, but not really for League of Heroes. How long will it take for them to power creep Forever Young? I'd imagine at least, like, there's no way they power creep in next scenario. Like, at a minimum, they usually give a card like 2 scenarios or 8 months. I think in the ramen one, you could see like a new end closer wit card or something. Like you'll see more like style specific cards, and I think end closer is probably due for the next wit card because they haven't done that in a while. Actually, when was the last time Pace got a new? I don't know if they would want to give Pace more strength. I guess Pace hasn't gotten a new wit card in a while. But that's kind of crazy to give Pace some more strength. So either a Pace or an end card, I think. An end wit card will come out soon. But usually, I think like almost every year, they do a generalistic wit card. Like they had one for Medro Ramono. I guess Medro Ramono didn't get like replaces the generalist until Symboli. But yeah, I can see like between Medro Ramono and Miron Bourbon, there was a style specific card. Symboli and Daring Tact. It was like a couple months. There was like one scenario essentially before a style specific card came out. Does the meta just seem to be late surges and pace chasers? Yeah, generally. At least in terms of like how much, like how many Umas are viable, yes, it's just generally a late surge or pace chaser meta. Because like you can't really say end closer is viable. It's just Orfevre can run medium longs. Okay, I'm gonna grab ground versus like I should hit max speed with 3 speed cards, so I'd rather just grab the 5 guts. Do I know what Taishin needs to win Nintendo Show Spring? Like stam requirements? Like it depends if you're doing a guts deck or not. Usually you want, like if you're not doing a guts deck, you want around 550 stam at a minimum. If you're doing a guts deck, you can try to like drop it down to like 500. But it's pretty hard to... Oh, let me gamble on this. To win the Nintendo Show Spring if you're like training for a mile or a sprint. How long till the ramen scenario? Ramen scenario should be 1 more month. Their scenarios are as long as ours, 4 months. Once we get to... Right now all our scenarios are supposed to be 6 months long. But they're all 4 months long. They have the same thing. Is Daring Tact worth it for free to play? It's kind of hard to say. It's worth it if you play a lot of late surgers, because I think you'd rather pull on like Air Shakur Stam. So like I don't think you're gonna be able to pull an Air Shakur into Symboli Rudolph Wit. Like I think it's easier to pull on these 3. Oh wait. These 3, because you're gonna want Almond Eye, than it is to pull on like these 3. I guess Daring Tact didn't come with free pulls, which is kind of awkward. But Daring Tact is like so strong. Like it was the strongest wit card until Forever Young. I guess mainly because they didn't really print out another wit card. But like it was a lot stronger than Symboli Rudolph Wit. So if you see yourself playing late surges a lot, and this section, like at this point, like realistically the only 2 strong positions were pace or late. I think like pace chasers would rather have Symboli Rudolph Wit, and then late surgers would rather have Daring Tact. When do late surgers become really strong? They're definitely a little bit stronger like when Sakura Laurel and like Neo Universe release. Well, mainly Neo Universe. But if you're like talking about like average late surgers becoming strong, it probably wasn't until probably like the fit scenarios when like the average late surger actually was okay. Rudolph Witt's just a generalist. I wouldn't really run her over, like, you know, Bourbon Wit, Midro McQueen Wit, Daiwa Wit. But for Pace Chaser, it's kind of worth it over Midro McQueen. Jungle Pocket was like definitely when late surgers got a lot stronger. You start to see a lot more late surgers printed with better kits. Like Jungle Pocket had a decent kit. I'm looking at all these and there's not really many more after Jungle Pocket. Grass Wonder Years had an okay kit. And then Grand Allegria was really strong in Miles. Yeah, I don't think you're going through Grand Live. And expect to see a stronger late surger. Do I have Spirit? No. Like, the main reason why Pace and Late are so strong is just because majority of the Umas run Pace Late in, like, an actual race. And every time they print out a new Uma, they just give them, like, an actual kit. Rather than, like, the useless skills they used to get. So, like, whenever somebody says, like, a position is strong, it's just more so because, like, there's just good Umas that run that position. What did I train? Speed? I don't really need that. Got Stam here. And then let's grab 10 energy so I can do one more training without gambling too hard. I think it's... Wow, none of my cards are going on Wit. I don't really want this much speed. Yeah, sadly new Umas don't get some crazy field of vision buffs. What do I think Love Sen's gonna be as if she becomes an Uma? I mean, I mean, I don't think he's ran enough races to like make a conclusive answer. I mean, yeah, he's ran front, and I would say he ran more so late than Pace. Is it a style that's cheaper to pull for in the future compared to others? Well, technically End Closer. End Closer you pull for like 2 Umas, that's it. End Closer you pull Orfevre and like Durandal, and that covers most of the positions. And then you can play like Buena as an end closer, Buena Vista, or you can play Like Admire Vega Christmas is good on the Derby. Duramente, I guess you can also pull. So like End Closer I think is technically the cheapest style to pull for. And as an End Closer, you're more so pulling for an Uma rather than a card. I don't want to take this training. That doesn't really make sense. Like, I don't think End Closers have that many cards. Most of your power as an End Closer just is baked into your Uma's kit. Like, you want Narita Taishin Wit, and then you just grab all the Generalist cards. Yeah. Like, End Closers haven't had a card to pull for outside of the scenario cards in, like, forever. It's just like you're mandatory to pull Stay Gold for Orfevre. You should pull for Orfevre. And then, like, you're just mainly pulling Umas. Kind of want to do this wit training instead of this race. Yeah. I'm gonna do this wit training instead of the race. Might just do 5 races in a row, just so it evens out at the end. My wit cards are really lacking in bond. How much longer is... I mean, 2 CMs... Hey, when do I have the next scenario estimated at? Middle of July? I think it just kind of feels like it's faster because the CM came so quickly. Aw, man. No rival race. Like, it feels like this scenario is going faster. Since we only had 2 weeks to prep for this. Yeah, just a month and a half left. I mean, it's 2 CMs, 3 weeks for each. To buy this. We're gonna need this hand cream. Since I want to do 5 here. Stats aren't too bad, it's just like my main issue right now is fine motion's not bonded. I think CB will be finished bonded soon. Got 3 green juice. Okay, CB will be bonded off this event. So it's just fine motion that I'm having issues with. I feel like she's always at the... I feel like she's always the problem. What weighs more for me, my hate for Grand Life or Man Fatigue? I don't think Man Fatigue's like that bad. Like, Man, you can make like a usable Uma in like 5 runs. It's when you're like chasing the high rolls that's a little bit worse. Grand Live, like your low rolls aren't really usable. Oh, I guess I didn't need the hand cream. I don't know, I think Grand Life has way more variance. Man obviously has variance if you're chasing like a Guts deck or like a whole bunch of other things. But chasing it in Grand Live, like, isn't easier. Like, Grand Live, we're just gonna be back to being mad that our cards aren't going on, like, speed and wit. I don't know. I think they both just have, like, really bad... I think Grand Life's RNG is just worse. Give us the quality of life in the back half. Yeah, so we're thankful. I don't know, like, Mant's biggest fatigue point is just that it takes 40 minutes. 40 to 45 minutes. Like, that's just the biggest... Like, I feel like there's not really much wrong with the scenario itself, it just takes way too long. But the RNG in Mant is a lot better than what we're gonna experience in Grand Live. I'll just good luck charm. Yeah, I can hold off on buying. Yeah, it literally is just fine motion. Man! Oh, my wit's gonna be so bad. Yeah, I guess if you didn't have clocks going into the scenario, it feels a lot worse. Like, yeah, like I've used like 600 clocks now. Like, I'm gonna have enough clocks for the rest of the scenario. Oh yeah, I guess if you couldn't run miles, it was annoying. to min-max. I don't know. Grand Lives meta is not that great either. The grass is not greener on the other side, is all I'll say. I mean, obviously there should be change. Like, I don't want to play Mant for the rest of my Uma career. I just hope that we won't be too debuff heavy when Gold Ship releases. True meta is just running Nice Nature on every medium track and punishing people who can't get enough stam. Yeah, Grand Life's like, it's like 3 minutes faster to glue a run. I think most Mant runs, like even if you glued at the start of the new year, like it'd still be 2 minutes longer. Grand Life, you literally just look at your bond levels and you look at your first song selection, and if it's bad, you just glue it. Double Dom. Agree. I mean, if you lose to the... what is it? 77% chance? It's unfortunate, but... that is Double Dom. I mean, 77% chance is pretty decent odds. How incentivized are you to have a song token spreadsheet up on our own? Not too much. I'd say like the last like 2 months of Grand Live I was doing without the spreadsheet and just winging it. I would recommend having it for like the first couple of attempts, but I wouldn't say like I did it for every single run. Like, there's not too much min-maxing with the song spreadsheet, because at a certain point, like, you have to train speed. You can't like really train and off training to get the tokens you need. So it's not like too important to have the song tokens up. Like, no matter what, you're just clicking speed and wit, and you're praying that I think it's a 30% chance to get a token that isn't speed wit when you train that, like, respective facility. You're just praying on those. High chances of Clan Fiesta in a triple ogre room. I think what's funny in like a match like that, where if it's 3 ogres, 6 double dom, is that 3 of those dominators won't go off, or 2 of those dominators won't go off. Like it's more so RNG in the dominator section. Like, imagine you're playing. Imagine you're in the 6 dom triple ogre, and both your doms are 5th, 4th. Was I supposed to use a hammer here? No. Alright, we hit Miles. I would like Budding Blossoms from the GP. Without Encroaching Shadow, I think it's a lot harder to live off of Spurt, Truss, and Shear. So I'd like to have one more Excel. I don't need another 60%. Only stat that's bad right now is Fine Motion. I think I'd rather just do a wit training here. I think I need to try to level up the facility over taking this speed cloak. What am I trying to improve on for Hishi Amazon? I whiff Firm Course Menace on Hishi Amazon. Oh yeah, I guess technically the Dominator proc can... Well, the thing, like... I guess if the point of where Dominator would proc is later in the race, then yes. You could get overtaken and then proc it. I want 600 guts and Firm Course Menace on the Hishi Amazon I currently have. My Fast Learner basically gave me Radiant Star. Like, I don't really care about Radiant Star. So I don't really need Fast Learner for it. It's just gonna be rough. I'm like minus 30 speed and 300 guts by not doing a guts deck. I don't think Mr. CB's on 2. Power Wit's better anyways. Alright, I'd trade 15 skill points for Power Wit. And the solace that if Mr. CB decides to screw me over, at least I already have Daring Strike. Yeah, Firm Course Menace will be a little bit weaker when we hit the new caps. Since the difference between like 1460 speed and 1400 speed is smaller. I don't know. Grand Life is pretty much a deck check. You need to have a good enough deck to escape from running 3 speed 2 with. Would it be worth if I ran Rico instead of Vega so I can run longs? I mean, all I would be able to run is the Tenosho Spring. I don't really think being able to run the Tenosho Spring does much for me. Yeah, I guess Radiant Star is technically backup Excel. Yeah, I don't really want to gamble on getting a cupcake from the summer shop when I'm this low on currency. Yeah, I wouldn't run top road for the sprint. And then obviously it doesn't work for the next medium. But I do think from course menace isn't too strong for the sprint. Ah, I got a cupcake. I should have gambled. That's kind of sad. Wow, what a terrible training. Am I supposed to even take this? Or do I just... I'm gonna race this turn. I'm gonna race and then trade in legendary turns. What speed cards would require to make 2-speed 3-wit work? Well, it's not 2-speed 3-wit. It's just like you're gonna want to like shove either a stamp card or a skill card in during Grand Live. But you basically need like Tacky Kita or Gamble on Maru. Like, it's just like mainly you can't really run SRs. If you run an SR, you kind of have to go triple speed. Wow, this is a terrible summer. Like, unironically, this is just another race turn. If I get triple speed, I think it's salvageable. Actually, even a double speed would make this run salvageable. No, well, there's the triple speed I was asking for. Okay, run is usable still. Just my wit's kind of low. But run kind of got saved off that. I mean, I was able to fit in 2 races and still have a decent stat line. So I'll have a little bit more SP to work with. Let's just do this one. Do future scenarios have energy cheating? Well, future scenarios will have dating, which I think helps a lot with not having to press the rest button. But not really like training on 0. Like, I guess Onsen, you technically have the ticket, which like you can do like a free rest. Off the top of my head, I don't really think of anything like I'm assuming you're talking about like having the good luck charm. At least in Grandmasters and Grand Live, there's nothing where you can like cheat like with the charm. Yeah, there's nothing like as altering. Wow, I got another mood down. 2 turns in a... Okay, whatever. There's nothing where like you can cheat it off of like not doing the turn, I guess. Yeah, let's rest here so I can use my items for early December. It's so much nicer just running a jobber deck. I don't think I got the fortitude to do like 50 runs on the Guts deck. Okay, well I got Daring Shake anyways. Let's see. How many... Yeah, I can buy another one of these. Okay, Satline's not too bad for doing 24 races pre-senior year. Never be afraid to train or to race during the summer. Sometimes your turn is just so bad that it's just better to it's just better to race. Surely Hishi Amazon can run the Daisho 10. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I put the Champions Cup in here as well. She can run the Arima Keenan. She has more than enough stats for the Arima Keenan. The swing out on the mile track is brutal. Oh, well, apparently she can't even win. She can't even win the mile championships. Okay, I'm not running the Champions Cup. We're gonna run the Arima Keenan. Oh man. Okay, I want to do this wit click. Is an achievement. Okay, you know what? 600 wit honestly isn't that bad. I think this brings me up to 600. I just don't think I'm gonna hit. I don't think I'm gonna hit like 1100 wit at the end of this run. But that triple speed definitely saved a lot. Rima Keenan's fake. You could run this at like 300 stam. This. If anything, Arima Keenan has better stam than the Derby. Right, Nakayama, I think, has 400 meters of downhill. Derby has 250 meters of downhill. And you can't get murmured on the Arima Keenan. Like, there's an extra 150 meters of downhill plus you can dodge the murmur. I have 5 charms. I'm just gonna take this race, or take this training. I'm just gonna double race afterwards. Take the 5 power here. Don't really need the energy. Yeah. Don't really want to gamble on 4 races in a row here. I have enough energy items where I can like train every downturn. So there's no point in gambling the races. Probably want 1 power training during summer. Alright, please, Vodka. Don't hit no stopping me. Thank you. So I haven't gotten. Oh, Fuku just failed. I don't think I have Professor of Curvature yet. Yeah, that's the only gold I'm missing. Fine Motion's still not bonded. Let's use this Good Luck Charm. I'm gonna buy this one. Yeah, this is for the current mile. I gave up doing the Guts deck on her. It just feels too weak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's not worth using the megaphone. Alright guys, 1 more turn and Fine Motion will be bonded. It'll be fine. If I can get like 2 Fine Motion trainings, I'll be happy. by the speed scroll. Shops have been really good to me. Surprisingly. I guess because I'm only buying the speed ankles. I don't have to buy 2 different ones. I've been getting a lot of regen items. Just ask for double wit. Yeah, if I get 2 double wit during summer, and I don't have to race 2 turns during summer, that would be ideal. Alright, I need Budding Blossom from here. Ideally. Yikes. I don't think this one's gonna be better. Kinda needed the Budding Blossoms. I don't think I can rely on updrafters as my Excel. Do vision skills ever become real or do anything? Vision skills just don't get printed anymore. Like we can you can sort, or actually let me just pull it up. You can look at all the visions. This is all the vision skills in JP. The last, or the most recent thing that got added with vision is, I'm pretty sure it's just the Xeno Rob Roy card that's gonna come out next month. Like this is the last thing that gets vision. Oh wait, no, Sweep Tosho gets the white in hints. That might be the actual last thing. Or Game of Power might have came out later, but they don't print any vision skills. This mechanic is dead. Well, it was dead on launch, and it's dead now. Unlucky that I failed that training. Yeah, man. Like the only thing that higher stam would do for me is I'd be able to gamble. I'd be able to take the Tenosho Spring. It's 15 stats, and it's a G1. I just don't know if it's worth it. Like I would have to change. Like I don't know if does Rico even let me take that. Slacker. I guess it's 40 stats, not 215s. Oh, this Spring Runner. It's 40 stats in a G1, but I have to get enough stam from like Rico. I'd have to enter in with like an extra 100. Alright, if I get hit by this Slacker, I'm gonna be so annoyed. If this Slacker hits me... Okay. Hopefully I can get rid of the Slacker. Oh, another decent training. But it's better to the Yasuda Kinan here. I don't need any more speed. Hopefully summer camp... I also don't really want to gamble on another Slacker hit. Hopefully summer camp gives me something to get rid of it. 3 links to Akebono? You have got to be kidding me. Oh, I didn't buy Spurt. I can't really... I think the Miles straightaway hint from the Yasuda Kinan matters a lot more than like any training you can do. I really hope that I get a way to clear the slacker. I don't really have energy items for all 4 turns of summer. You want to see how many Umas don't have Miles traits? Yeah, it's maybe wild to not run the triple Tiara route. Like, there's not really an advantage. Oh, I didn't get a way to clear it, did I? Migraine and practice pour. I might rest this first turn. Like, the odds I get hit by the slacker are just too high. I'm gonna rest this turn. I just think, like, the odds I get hit by the slacker in one of the 4 turns is too high for me to gamble on. Well, we finally have fine motion bonded. At least. And she didn't show up. Alright, please tell me I can at least get 1 training with fine motion. Oh, Mr. CB has my back. Yeah, this one's pretty much glue. I'm gonna go to the end of it just because we're so close to the end. If I hit a Turf Spark, it's usable for Haru, which I still have yet to get a GP for. But this one's, I don't think, can be better than the one I currently have. I just have way too low wit. Okay, grab straight away Adept here. Not really banking. I think the Hishe Amazon I currently have can probably get like a 10% win rate. I just don't think she ever beats out Naruto Taishin. Like, the only way she wins is if she just stat checks the lobby and Naruto Taishin lost. I just can't wait till they make it so like, you're guaranteed to clear the mood from, like, with the infirmary. Sorry. You're guaranteed, like, the infirmary insta-clears. Sometimes it's annoying, like, clicking it and then you still end up not clearing it. Might be a little bit overspeed. Not enough power. Or wit. Fine motion is forsaken to me. You missed the clearing the skin conditions twice in a row. Yeah, I feel so jobber because I'm not running Haru. I'm like super jobber. I need to buy that. Let me buy a power ankle. I get like 30 power, I think, from a level 1 facility with Ayabe. You have got to be kidding me. I have 1116 speed. Whatever. If you're blocked, you're blocked. For dirt rotation legacies who are popular picks to run as grandparents, is it not just Ogre? Or are you talking about like a full dirt? Like if you had full dirt? Let me think. So you're like, if you had full dirt, you would need dirt. E? Is it E? Okay, just so you don't have to gamble on increasing it. So like it would be Opera New Year's has dirt E. Obviously there's Ogre. Digital's unique isn't that bad. So I think it's only like digital Opera New Year's Ogre. I think everyone else's unique isn't that great as an inherit. Yeah, it's just Opera and Ogre. That's all I can think of. And it's cooked. Let me just take this power training. Oh, this run is so glue. I have enough energy for the last 3 turns. Whatever it is. I'm also gonna enter the final turns with 400 coins. Can't believe I lost the Queen Elizabeth Cup. 1100 speed, 1k power, 800 wit, and I lost the Queen Elizabeth. I can't wait to go back to Ogre. Super jobber Christmas Ogre. Whatever. I'm gonna end with 400 coins. Oh! Wow. An actual fine motion turn. I ended up hitting 1k whip. Oh, I should have used the power ring to... All I can really do is click whip. I actually didn't realize my power was that high. If I used the power ring, so I could have gotten a little bit more stam. But yeah, there's literally nothing worth clicking except power. Or except wit, I mean. I guess I could click guts. It's another play to have 2 dirt great-grandparents to make a sprint, mile, medium, log. Then 2 dirt GPs. The actual parent can then run dirt races while it finish the legacy with 3x. So you would need to reach dirt A on the GP. Wait, but I actually wanted a dirt spark on the GP. Right, because you... Unless you're not raising the... Or, like... Yeah, I just assumed you wanted dirt sparks on the GP. Doing a sprint. Let's. I'm confused what the question is now. I mean, the sound's not bad besides fine motion not being bonded until second summer. Run's useless. Run's dead though. I don't think this is stronger than my other one. Let's see. These are some expensive skills. Playtime's over, daring strike, pumped. And then I guess I just double circle corners and mile straights. I can double circle corners and then grab up drafters. That's unfortunate that I didn't get. Yeah. I didn't get Budding Blossom. When am I expecting the schedule drop? Should be about in an hour. Ah, there's a turf spike. One star stamp, it's useless though. Yeah. Yeah, this one's a little hard to use since I don't have Budding Blossoms. I don't think Trust and Cheer, Updrafters, Spurt is enough Excel. Like I really would like Trust and Cheer over Double Circle and Closers. This was 140 SP for the second circle. Like if this was just Trust and Cheer, and if I had 150 more wit and Fine Motion didn't just gimp me. 41 races though. I raced twice in summer. Not that bad. Do I have any major legacy trees that I want to finish before Man ends? Not really. Oh, I need to do a turf line for Haru. But a turf line would only be used for the sprint, since the first dirt, or the first CM of Grand Life is a dirt medium, so I need a medium tree for Haru. But I would like to finish a turf tree so I can use it for like every mile. I just haven't like started a turf line. It's kind of annoying. Have I tried joining the Carrot Clash before? I just don't have. I mean, I barely stream now. I just haven't had the time to like spend. But no, I haven't tried joining Carrot Clash. Maybe once we're out of Mant. I think Mant's just too long for me to like spend on other stuff right now. Yeah, I don't think this Amazon's better than the one I currently have, even though I'm missing the guts. I mean, it has 120 more. Is 120 more speed better than Budding Blossoms? Probably not. Because at least this one has Radiant Star's so fake, though. Maybe this Amazon's better. 120 speed just feels so fake. Whatever. Let's run the new one. Like, this is just padded because of Radiant Star. I want to say the extra guts is better. But is it worth 140 wit? I just wish this one got firm Course Menace. I'd be a lot more... I feel a lot better coping on this if this one had firm Course Menace. Let me do some practice races. UCG Amazon runs are... Can't believe I lost the Queen Elizabeth Cup. In room matches, the Suzu's like useless. But I think Suzu will be better in the actual CM because I need to block pace promote. Hey, I would. It's more likely that I lose to a pace promote than a solo front. So I'd rather run the runaway just to block that. And it's also more likely that I'm more likely to lose to pace down and pace promote than I am to lose to a solo front runner. Like, I think if I lost to a front runner, I would have lost to it even without the runaway. So it wouldn't have mattered. But for the rematches, let me put it. a Watchful Eye, since that'll actually have a visible effect. I'll host a couple. I was doing some runs with my Vichy Amazon. Spring Firm, great. Yesterday, and like the average level of random room matches are not that strong. What's the strongest legacy tree to have? Like Ogre is used in everyone except front runners. Opera is used in every medium long. So those two are really good to have. Who else? Like those two are very strong as GPs. Who else? Who else? Brian's not too bad. Kiseki will be better once her skill gets fixed. But Ogre and Opera New Year's, I think, are like the strongest to try to have as GPs. Oh, it's so cooked. My Hishi Amazon already touched 5th place. And there goes my other one. Okay. I just turned off Tross Cheer. Okay, this is like a lobby I wish I had a runaway in. Is Arden worth it as anyone can use it? It's good in sprints and miles. I wouldn't really use it in a medium or a long. It's kind of hard to tank at 2% in a medium and a long. Especially in like Grand Live. Grand Live, it's really hard to like get outside sources of stam. Did Nemesis not go off? Wait, I just had a terrible Nemesis proc. And I'm blocked by this 4th place Maruzensky. That's crazy. Wait, that was like the worst Nemesis proc. I guess because I was in 5th place and I couldn't see 4th. Creek sucks go up in Grand Live. Yeah, I would say for the... Like, Creek was used in... Oh, actually all the mediums. It's kind of hard to... Like, you really want to try to put a stam card in the 2200. But... Wow, I got cooked this lobby. I just kept touching... Like, this is a lobby where, like, I'd rather have the runaway, so I don't turn off Trust and Cheer. Because the runaway... Like, even if the runaway doesn't block... it's better to have Trust and Cheer than to not. Yeah, Nemesis needs an overtake target, and because I was the front of the end closer pack, there's just no one in front of me to have us for Nemesis. I had too much mid race because I assumed because of the Watchful Eye or the Keen Eye. Probably switch out for a runaway after this run. Yeah, I think this needs to be a runaway. Is it because of the increased speed cap? No, it's just you don't get, like, you're not gonna get free stam. Man, you can, like, you're guaranteed 600 stam without a, like, any stam sparks. Grand Live is probably like 400 stam. There just isn't that many random stats that you get. Yeah, I think I have to run a runaway. Just so I can guarantee Trust and Cheer. So after this one, I'm gonna re-swap out my team. It's like I don't even think my Umas have that much mid-race. But I keep turning off Trust and Cheer on accident. I think Hishi's got... As long as Hishi doesn't... Was that after? Does she still have Trust and Cheer? I actually don't know. Okay, at least we get Nemesis because of Tishi Amazon. Alright, can my end closers duel each other to catch up? Or is it cooked? No, it looks like she lost trust and cheer. Ah, I can't duel anybody. She also swung out to the stands. Alright, I have to run away. Like, if I ran a runaway and my Taishin has Trust and Cheer here, I can catch up the duel. Everyone's joining in with double front, so I need to bring in the 5th front. So alright. This should not block anybody. Like there's just no way that is strong enough to block. Unless, actually, sometimes if it rolls, because I have Dodging Danger, Prudent, and Ignite Wit, if it chains those 3 together really well, sometimes it blocks. Yeah, too many people are running. I just have to run a front runner. But I refuse to run an actual ace. Unfortunately. I thought my Hishi Amazon was gonna hit the 50% mark. Or I thought she touched 5th place after the 50% mark. It's extremely hard for fronts to overtake on this track, even against a runaway. Bourbon can do it. Bourbon's unique is really good on the 3rd corner to overtake. But yeah, early race is super important. If I get the Dodging Danger Prudent into Ignite Wit, like I think it's impossible. It's generally impossible to overtake. Wow, this time my Umas are just stuck 8th, 9th. Yeah, I already lost. Taishin didn't. I needed to pass one more person on Taishin. If I could pass one more person and get the Nemesis, I think my Taishin has a chance. Yeah, Taishin got cooked. Bad Nemesis proc again. I don't even know what happened here. Like, I just got stuck 8th, 9th. Man. I think close to their job, or... Is dueling activate starting at 5th? Yeah, it needs to be in 5th place. My Taishin's having a hard time hitting Nemesis correctly. The first 2 rooms, I was too far ahead, and now I got stuck in 8th place. Debuff for Curran. Alright, so it's a solo Taishin. 0 front room. At least it's not going to be pace remote. Wow, this is gonna be a fiesta. Oh, my runaway's better. What a goofy room. Like, I think Vodka wins off of base remote here without the runaway. Just because all the other end closers would have lost Tross and Chair and pace downed so much. Would have been a Blood and Blossom angle. Yeah, if I got it on Hishi Amazon. My other Hishi Amazon has it. I haven't played Unity in so long, I forgot about the level up mechanic, so that's why I have level 2 ult on this Suzuka. Both my Umas hit some decent carry over here. And here's the useless Hishi Amazon ult. Wait, this other Taishin I think is gonna beat me in the duel. No! I think I lose this duel. Yeah. I think I got outgutsed by a neck. 1055. I get out-dueled already, I get hesitant and closered. Half a length and a neck. Yeah, maybe it's a wit difference. Can I check the vodka? Speed Eater on pace is interesting. Oh, this is some crazy skills in here. Prudent positioning. Pumped. I actually don't even think I got out-dueled. I'm pretty sure I lost to this hesitant end closer. Speed Eater promoted vodka with Budding Blossom give mommy a hug. Scary. Maybe if my Hishi Amazon had Budding Blossom, there was a chance there. Okay, maybe tomorrow I'll do like actual room matches just to. I don't really want to set it up when there's only 40-ish minutes left. Alright, come on, Bourbon, you're getting leashed here. There's someone who actually did end up running solo front runner. Why is there a Ryan in 3rd place? Yeah. If this Ryan gets close enough to the Bourbon to proc her unique, Bourbon should be able to overtake him, man. 3.1 KSP faster than vodka. Ooh, I don't think the Ryan got close enough. Yeah, I don't think the Ryan got close enough. I don't know if I beat... I don't know if I beat this Ogre. OGT Pulse versus my Inherit. Oh, I win. Do I think high guts and spot struggle is equivalent to a gold's worth of velocity? Kind of, yes. I mean, It's a lot. I mean, it like fully depends on how much guts your opponent has. Since like the only way it's valued is if it's like the difference between your guts and the other guts. Because you know at max guts you get 0.3 meters for 11 seconds, so it's 2 gold skills. But like the only way to calculate how much it actually gave you is if you compared it to the other Uma. It's like for you to get a full gold's worth of guts, like your opponent would have to have like 750 guts, and you would have to have max guts in order for there to like actually be a gold's worth of velocity. Unfortunate. This was a late Ogre, so I just had a little bit of higher speed by a neck. This bourbon just got blocked because Cacao never went off. That's like the issue with solo frontrunner, right? Like you need someone behind you to activate Cacao. If someone activated Cacao, this bourbon would have overtaken my Suzuka. Like they only got blocked because it's an Uma without a unique. But like generally you shouldn't be blocked by a runaway. It's just solo front's just always fairly weak. Going back to the guts thing, you just essentially need to have like 400 extra guts on top of your opponent in order for you to get the value of a gold velocity skill. I guess like escape artist would be the velocity skill, like the best velocity skill to think about. You would need 400 to 500 more guts than your opponent. And Hishi Amazon's dead. And my Taishin touched fifth. It is so cooked. Both my Umas lost trust and cheer. At least Taishin has Encroaching Shadow, right? Encroaching Shadow 1200 power. Yeah, Budding Blossom. I really wish I had Budding Blossom on the Sishi Amazon. I feel like Taishin doesn't really need it. I don't know. I think I'd like T-Pulse a little bit more. Alright, will this vodka give me room? Am I gonna get blocked by my own Suzu? I can't tell if I got blocked by my own Suzu or not. I feel like I got blocked by my own Suzu. We're calling people that still run pump jobbers. Pump's not that bad. Like, I mean, you're gambling that you're 6th place, but I wouldn't say that it's like a jobber skill. I think it works if you're like not running someone who's consistent. Like if you're an end closer and you only have straightaway spirit, like pump, I feel like it's fine. If it's only pump, yes, okay. But yeah, if it's pump over like trust and cheer, then maybe. But I think it's like a secondary Excel, pump, and Budding Blossoms are like fairly equivalent. Now the double pace chasers, they just Budding Blossomed off of each other. Actually, can they even Budding Blossom off of each other? They just dueled each other down the line. I think I got blocked out by my dying Suzu. And I feel like the Sishi Amazon is just not it. It's It's so sad. Yeah, I don't know where all the friends went. As soon as I swapped over to a runaway, it's now just all backliners. But fronts should be. I still think fronts are stronger than enclosers. Like fronts, you just have so much more in your kit, and you don't have to worry about accidentally losing your Excel. Man, they hate my stat line on this Rita Taishin. They hate the 1100, 1100, 900. Alright. I should get overtaken by this Bourbon. Since now this time there's a die with Scarlet that activates. Yeah, like, Daiwa might also be able to do it if she's in second. Why is my Amazon on the screen right now? What are you doing in fourth? Yeah, I should get overtaken by this Bourbon soon. Or... Did it hit Escape Artist here? Oh, I think it actually got blocked. I only saw velocity up. But... I'm getting blocked by the digital? You've gotta be kidding me. I'm genuinely just stuck behind the digital. Yeah, Bourbon wins here if she didn't get blocked. I'm actually surprised that the Bourbon got blocked. Like, it only hit Plancha there. Did it miss Cacao? I wasn't paying attention. Did Daiwa not trigger Cacao? So I'm really surprised this one got blocked. Because my runaway didn't... It got Cacao? Yeah, I'm really... I'm so annoyed I got blocked by this digital. This digital, like, final spurted and then just swerved in front of my Taishin. Is there anything else you can buy with clovers in the future? Not... Yeah, there's not really... I don't think the clover shop ever gets updated. The club point shop gets updated. With, like... You can... I forgot what the ticket was for. I think it's just a random SSR. A random 3-star, not an SSR card. But the club points will eventually get fixed. Or not fixed, but get updated. Okay, this time there's 5 fronts, 4 ends instead. Okay, like once again, not looking to block. I just want my 6th place Uma to not lose trust and cheer because I'm running a dead weight in 9th place. And I do not want to win with the front runner. But yeah, Bourbon should overtake me here. Yeah, don't waste your club points. But I don't think Clover's ever got an update. At least for the next couple of years, you will not see a difference. Alright, please don't get blocked. Thank you. I'm too fast, I can't duel anybody. You've gotta be kidding me. Okay, didn't matter. No, I'm gonna do Discord tomorrow. Yeah, like blocking doesn't matter. I just need to make sure I don't lose Tress and Cheer in a quintuple front lobby. Because like I can't win this without Tress and Cheer. Though I didn't end up dueling, which is kind of awkward. Blocking's like the least of my worries. Being 5th place is scary. Dude, Amazon's so bad. It's just not enough Excel. I had to hit Trust and Cheer and Budding Blossoms, I think. Yeah, maybe the other Hishi Amazon I have is better. Hishi Amazon's ult starts on the final straight. So 33 meters into your acceleration, you hit her unique. It's pretty bad. She's supposed to be ran on medium tracks. I don't know why she has good aptitude for mile. I guess there's some miles where the corners starts, where like the straight starts later. Why did I choose Amazon? Well, I need to run an end. Well, I wanted to run Haru. I wanted to run an end closer. But I already lost promote. Not promote the lead. I wanted to run Haru, but I didn't end up getting a turf tree set up. And I wanted to run an end closer because like I have to run double end with this comp. Why not End Ogre? End Ogre is really strong. Yeah, it would be significantly stronger than my Amazon. End Ogre actually probably wouldn't have been that hard to build. Like I just have to find. I don't know if I have an Enclosure Spark in my Legacies. And then I would have to find a King Halo with 2 Enclosure Sparks. Alright, I got overtaken by the Maro. And I'm dead last. Both my Umas are... Why did my Umas even swing out that far? Wait, I'm genuinely confused why my Umas swung out that wide. I was in dead last. Like, there wasn't even anybody to overtake. It wouldn't have mattered. 7th, 8th, 9th. That is crazy. Moving past and beyond is interesting. But that was actually the worst performance I've had. My Umas just got stuck dead last. It's so cooked. I just build an End Ogre. An End Ogre with Nimble Nav, Corner Connoisseur. Triple and double front end. Yeah, Taishin's... Taishin just has to be 7th place going into the final corner. And there goes Cheer. Is win rate consistently inversely proportional to track length? I think no, not really. If you run front runners on miles, like you should have a pretty consistent win rate. For backliners, yes, like it would be inversely proportional. But for fronts, like they like miles, they like the mediums. I don't think I have trust and cheer on. I don't think I got trust and cheer. Yeah, I only got encouraging. I didn't get a duel. How did this Bourbon hold on to second so well? I needed to duel the Bourbon. Has Amazon won a lobby yet? No. I think like being a unique-less end closer is just too weak. Okay, I need to switch out the Amazon. I think this Amazon's delayed cacao. I think this Amazon's just glue. I think it's impossible to play without Budding Blossom on her. Yeah, I needed to duel that Bourbon in order to catch up to the Morrow. My T comp is just so weak because I'm banking off of this Hishi Amazon. No, this one I think is better. How much longer do we have? 25 minutes. These rematches are very funny. I'm better off running solo. Solo Taishin. Yeah. Like I think just being uniqueless is just so bad. I probably would have a better win rate if I ran Kinai Suzu solo ace Taishin. Can I hold this against Kiss for Courage? I don't think so. At least I made her swing out a little. Yeah, I think we're gonna... Yeah, there's the Excel up. I got overtaken. You know, Hishi Amazon's trying. Oh, she actually got a decent unique off. I don't even know how she did that. I have no idea how Hishi Amazon delayed her unique. No, because I think Plancha only shows velocity up, right? I think I got overtaken. It doesn't matter. Blocking, like, it's not that important. Oh, she got third at least. Maybe this build is a little bit better, even though I missed from Course Menace and I don't have the speed from Guts. Or I just build a better one. They always end up doing that. Oh, I guess she has to overtake somebody. No, she just has to overtake somebody on the Okay, so I need to not overtake anyone from the final corner until like halfway to through the straight. And then I would get full value out of Hishi Amazon's unique. Is that manipulatable? No. What's the Grand Life stat caps? 1600, 1300, 1300, 1500, 1300. I don't know why Guts is at 1500. But yeah, 1600, all 1300 except Guts, which is 1500. The Satan Sky can hold second for me, so Bourbon loses her unique. That would be ideal. What stat caps do you actually reach for Grand Life? Speed Wit. You should have 1600 speed, 1300 wit. I lost positioning to a Satan Sky. Well, that's actually crazy. Yeah. Usually your stam's at like, what, 900? Ours at like 1100. And then Guts is whatever. Wow, not a single duel. How are none of the Taishins dueling each other? You are not locked to 3 speed cards in Grand Live. Maybe Taishin. Yeah, maybe my Taishin's just dog. Well, I'm surprised like none of the Taishins dueled each other. I just have no idea how I got overtaken by the Saiyan Sky. Like, Bourbon I understand. But this Saiyan at the mid-race? 878 Guts? You are locked into 3 speed cards if you have to run an SR speed or a welfare speed. But it is really hard to play CM running 3 speed 2 wit. Yeah, maybe I'm just a fraud. I'm just terrible at this game. It's just like, I feel like my win rate is... Is there not a single end closer? Am I the only 2 end closers to this lobby? That looks so weird to me. Well, I don't even think I'm gonna get Nemesis off. Yeah, maybe I just run solo Ace Taishin at this point. I don't know about solo speed. The solo speed kind of sounds crazy to me. Yeah, no Nemesis. No Nemesis. Both of my uniques are being used at the at the instant the straight starts. Hishi Amazon is moving though. Can I duel somebody? I think it's too late. What if Ogre had a chance there? How much should I lose by? 3 links. No. I don't think T-Pulse is that strong. How strong is T-Pulse? It's 5 seconds of 0.45, right? T-Pulse is 1.5 links? Five seconds times 1.6 is 8. 8 seconds times 0.45 is like 3.6. Which, yeah, 1.5 links, I think. If if one-on-one was an actual skill on this track, it would be 1.5 links. What do I think best fights Ogre in the 2200? I would say front runners. I would. I think. Yeah, I think fronts are probably still the strongest for the 2200. What track is it? What? What is the title of it? Cancer? Is 15 Cancer? Or the Cancer CM? Ooh, can I block Smart Falcon? That doesn't look like. Ooh, maybe. I made her swing out super wide. Okay, wait. I think one-on-one gets me like a little bit of value here. I don't think Nemesis does. 4th. I hit Budding Blossoms. Amazon? Oh, there's already a Taishin in first. Yeah, it's cooked. Unlucky. My Taishin didn't proc Nemesis correctly. Yeah, it's really weird, like, the blocker is a hard roll of the dice. I see. A 120 speed? No, you have 140 speed. I wonder how many Taishins are actually going to show up in the CM. I feel like there was a lot of Taishins early on, but I guess now there's no banner for it, right? Okay, this is probably my last one. And then, yeah, this will be our last one. Maybe I should just give up on Hishi Amazon. Should I just run an NB Ogre? Surely NB isn't that bad. Maybe I give up on Hishi Amazon. The dying second round will give Ogre, unless they give Ogre like an instant nimble nab. It doesn't matter because like Ogre only takes like 3 seconds to, well, not 3 seconds, but Ogre does not take that much to accelerate. Like You should not be worried about accidentally giving Ogre Nimble Nav. Here. Like, if they proc 777s, generally they have enough excel. Like, you should not be worried on the off chance that you accidentally give her. Nimble Nav. Am I getting cooked by a King Halo cheerleader? Just barely. Yeah, maybe I just run base Ogre. I think Hishi Amazon's just... Like, I just need an actual unique. I feel like Hishi Amazon's just not it. And it'd be easier to do a Guts deck on Ogre since it's 20 speed, 10 power. 4 days to make a End Ogre. Oh, this King Hilo did really well. For being S+. Did it hit Iron? Or was it just off of Trust and Cheer Spirit? I'm actually really surprised how well this Halo did in this lobby. Is this solo front? Alright, that was the last one. I think all this has shown me is that my this Amazon is not it. Next CM, surely she has it next CM. I can't even find Amazon. Like, where is she? Oh, whoops. Amazon. Oh, there she is. I only did 28 careers. That's not that much. How often would I rush on N to B? I mean, it's only a 10% difference. Or is it 15% difference? Can't be that bad. I don't know. End Ogre with Nimble Nav Corner Connoisseurs. Sounds really funny to me. No, NB just means that there's a higher chance that she rushes. And there's a... she, like, will have, like, worse mid-race rolls. I mean, like, there's 24 sections in the game. Like, the track is divided up 24 times, and every section, or every 1/24 of the race, you get hit by like a wit modifier for how fast you run during it. So that and rushing gets affected by your strategy proficiency, I think is what it's called. And B is minus 15%. Does downhill? I don't think downhill it changes. Yeah, I don't think the downhill or no, I think it maybe it does change. No, sorry, I'm looking through the document right now. I guess let me pull it up. Yeah, I think for downhill it does. Oh, yeah, it should be everything. It should be downhill, rushing, and wit rolls. Right? Wait, that's not right. Yeah. Yeah, it should be modified by this. But your skill chance doesn't use your strategy proficiency. That's why like you'll see dominators with G end be put into end closer. Just because it just doesn't matter. Did I do my predictions for June? Yeah, I have it up on the document. So this is everything for June, which I'll go over once they release the. Let me mute the game. The game's kind of loud. Oh, I forgot I had the. That's why the BGM was so loud. I forgot I had it up from when we were doing the Teo and McQueen CM. I had it up so we could listen to it. I was wondering like why is it so loud? But yeah, this should be everything. There's a like the main thing is will Throne and the main story event be in the 4th week? Like I think this is probably the biggest gap. I think everything else here is pretty much locked in for it. It's just this week 4 I could be wrong about. And then there's also the chance that Throne is during or for finals of the Hanshin 2200. There's a chance that somebody can run Throne in for the medium. And then I guess Throne will have 3 CMs it can be used for. Yeah, Commander Special Week is with the main story event. I just don't know if it's this month or next month. Because I think I have it estimated for. I guess I have it estimated for the 21st. So there's a chance that it lands. I don't think Mars NC Speed's gonna make it. No, it's probably guaranteed that Special Week is here. What CM is Throne used for? You can I'm saying like would only be the sprint that you could use it for. You can't run Throne in Grand Live. And then Throne can be ran for 1 CM during Grandmasters. So right now there's 2. If you can't use it for this medium one, it would be the sprint and then the Grandmasters medium track. Those are the 2 that it would come out for. Oh shoot, I don't have. Uh-oh. I just realized I don't have the characters up. Why is it good for Grandmasters medium? Because there isn't a Ancestors and Guides doesn't come out for the first medium track of Grandmasters, or the first CM of Grandmasters. So instead, because you have Mejo Ramona wit, instead of bringing a second wit, you would bring Throne as like your wit card, and then solo run Mejo Ramona as your wit card, and this gives you Photon Slash. It's not like mandatory to run for Grandmasters. I'm just saying that there is value, or the card was ran for that first CM. Though there's like a lot of better borrows. Like frontrunners have 4 other cards they can borrow instead of Throne. Ace has 2 cards, or 1 card really. You're only gonna realistically borrow Ogre Cap. And then end closers have like Sweep Tosho instead of Throne if they want to borrow that. They also have Special Week Stam instead of Throne. I'm just saying, like, I saw it like a decent bit in the JP server, so it's just a card you can use. And I'm trying to give it a little bit more value than 1 sprint. Still would not pull for it. But technically, it has 2 CMs worth. Alright. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up the cards and the characters on my second monitor so I can bring it over, because I forgot to set it up. What was the last release card? It was Haru, right? Haru and Dictus. I forgot to fix this as well. Right now we are on Inari 1. Alright, what do we have? 2 more minutes? But yeah, I'll have this up in the document linked in the description. I'll just go over like my quick thoughts over it. But I'll go a little bit more in depth once the schedule releases. There's a huge gap to the this is the last main story of this chapter. I guess not chapter. Arc. Yeah, I guess arc would be better to say. Wait, now I want to fix this. This is a new arc. But we won't see it for another year. In the Japanese server, it was really long between the gap. It was 2 years before, or 1.5 years. A year and 8 months. There we go. Between the main story. And the main story only has 3 parts. It's a pretty short story with the 05 mares. And I guess King Halo and Pandora. I don't know why I said Rhinecraft and the 05 mares. There's literally only 2. Wait, Air Mesa, Cesaria, Rhinecraft. Yeah, I think there's only 5 characters in this story. Did they not just think it was something that people did want? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they just like thought it was not popular or whatever, but it was just a super, super large gap. But the mare arc was cool. I think the second main story is good. Rhinecraft is a pretty decent protagonist. Yeah, it's probably going to be like until the 6th anniversary at the minimum for the next main story. I don't even know who they would do it about. Alright, is it out? Oh, there it is. Okay. Let me this time actually click my record button. Alright, let's look at the June release. So, yep, so this is Sleep Tocho. We have the Kiseki event here. This is going to be the last time that I'll ever run. It only ran 2 times. Kiseki's showtime is super annoying to do since, you have to go through extra levels. And I can't imagine doing this during Mant, going through the extra levels. We have the new legend race with Cross and Dodo. This is going to be the last legend race of this scenario. Actually, it's going to be the last legend race for a while. Then we have the camping event with Dober and Taiki, with Tannhauser and Pasa Guts, Tannhauser Wit. And then the event, same day. There's Air Shakur and Air Groove Power. Cancer Cup, the 2200. Registration starts on the 21st, which means the actual CM starts on the 25th. And it looks like Throne is going to be out on the 25th. So for 4 days, you can build well, I guess it's 3 days. You have 3 days if you want to use Throne for this medium track. It looks like Throne's a pretty good card for the medium track. You can't even you're not borrowing for Firm Course Menace, so Photon Slash would probably be a good borrow. Okay, let me go ahead and copy this and bring it over. Yeah, Throne's a pretty good borrow here. I guess, would it be better than Killer Tunes? Probably. Yeah, it looks like Throne will go into Cancer. And then also during this release, at least on the JP server, the Chapter 7 came out on 7/20, and Throne was released the day before. So we should also have the main story chapter 7 this month, which isn't going to be here. All right, our first item on the list will be Sweep Tosho. Sweep Tosho. Now, once again, if you don't want to watch this, you can just look at my abbreviated thoughts in the doc that's linked down below. I have most of it up. I'm just going to go a little bit more in depth on stream. And also answer any questions if somebody brings it up. But Sweep Tosho is a medium end closer runner. That's her best distance and best style. She has the 10% speed growth rate and the 20% power growth rate. You can bring her to miles and longs. It's not that hard to aptitude change. I mean, even sprint, it's not that hard to aptitude change since 10 stars of sprint gets her to A. But she's ideally a medium runner. Her unique has it where if you stayed in the second half of the pact for the entire race without rushing, so very similar to like King Halo Cheerleader's unique right now, then on the final corner or beyond, when there's 300 meters remaining, you will get a 6-second like late race target speed increase. It's a pretty strong target speed increase, 6 seconds of 0.35. We're not strong, but it's better than some of the other ones. It's not too strong as an inherit. You'd rather have like T-Pulse or I don't know, New Year's Opera, but her unique isn't that bad. She has Go Home Specialist, which is good for mediums and longs, and then she has Petrifying Gaze, which it's a debuff skill, but since it decreases, like you can use it on you as an ace, since the conditions is that as long as you're not in first place. So you won't, like, if you're really far back and you can't see the front runners, then it's a little bit less effective if, like, the front runners ring. But it's not that bad of it. It's not like running Dominator on a hybrid. Petrifying Gaze is a little bit stronger than running a Dominator. Just because the order rate is a lot more lenient on actually proccing. And then another thing is that because her unique always works at the 300 meter mark, she's a little bit weaker in long tracks because the base duration of this will increase depending on how long the race is. So if you proc this on like the 3000 meter or even the Arima Keenan at a 300 meter mark, you won't get the full duration of the 6 seconds. So it's a little bit weaker. Something like a 5-second ult with, like T-Pulse is a 5-second ult with 0.45, which is a little bit stronger because the strength of Sweep Tosho's unique is in the base duration. So ideally she wants to be ran on medium tracks. She doesn't have like Encroaching Shadow in her kit. She does have Straightaway Spirit, so at least you don't have to look for that in your hint pools. But like for a mile, you would rather have Encroaching Shadow, or for an end closer, you would rather have Encroaching Shadow. But she can be used on longs. Go Home Specialist is pretty good. So ideally, you'd run her on medium tracks. It's just end closers on mediums have what? Iron and beyond. I'm going to talk about Evos. This will only happen at the second, or most likely will happen at Grandmasters, the 5th scenario. So this is going to be like a year out in the future. She gets a little bit of target speed to downhill or Go Home Specialist, and then she gets current speed increase when her unique goes off. This other version doesn't come out for a while, but it would fully change her debuff into current speed. The one other thing that is interesting in her kit is that Sweep Tosho on release will have Restraint, which is the first time that this green will be put into the game. And this green increases your wit and decreases the chance that you can rush. So I've seen some people loop this into parents on the JP server. It's a guaranteed green for like front runners. It decreases your like 12% chance to rush to 9%. So it's a pretty good green. I just don't know if it's worth trying to take this off of Sweep Tosho. Like I don't know if that's worth it, but like you see it a lot in JP's Umas right now because Bourbon Power has it in her hint pool. She has self control, but otherwise, like you don't really get many options into this. 160 seems expensive. Yeah, because it's supposed to be like a double circle front runner savvy. I don't. I saw some people like say that they're gonna loop this into their parent trees. I don't really see it. Maybe like when Sleep Tosho Wit comes out and you get like one copy, you can go for it. I guess this isn't even guaranteed. I don't know. I don't really see it happening. But I mean, this is like a 25% chance, like 25% on your rushing, because I think rushing is 12%. This reduces it by 3%. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if people are actually looping this thing, but it's a good green. Like I think it's worth the like 148 SP. No, 144 SP. I just if there's a front runner player out there that somehow loops this onto 6 of their parents, good on them. That is Sweep Tosho. With Sweep Tosho is going to be a card. What am I saying? Taiki Show Speed will be released with Sleep Tosho. Taiki Show Speed is pretty good as a speed card. Like the only issue is the 5% race bonus, but there's no more miles when this comes out. Or actually, wait, no. You can technically run this for the mile, right? June 4th is when this CM starts. Yeah, I guess, okay, never mind. You can run Taiki Shuttle Speed for this CM. She has a 2 speed bonus, 1 power bonus, 1 SP bonus, 5% race bonus, unfortunately, but she also has 10 TE. She gives Mile Maven, which is pretty strong. Mile Maven's a really strong skill if your name is not Marazinski Summer, because you will already have it. But I see a Bourbon with this skill to be fairly strong, right? Pre-buffed, this skill. Let me go back to global. Pre-buff, Mile Maven, because of the accumulate time for the 5 seconds here and the phase random 0, like the way this interacts is that it will have like a 30% chance to not activate, but even with that downside, it's a 3-second 0.35 target speed increase. So it's like very effective in terms of SP usage, even like considering the fact that there's a 30% chance that this just doesn't go off. But yeah, the way this works is because it chooses a random point during the early race, if the random point it chooses is within the first 5 seconds of the race, like the skill can just never go off. It does get fixed in Grandmasters, where they change it to only work in like the later half of the early race. But Mile Maven is a little bit weaker. Well, a lot weaker because there's like a 30% chance that it misfires. But this card's outside of this current CM because I didn't realize this was going to release for this current CM. In Grand Live, there's 2 miles, and there's a dirt mile and a normal mile that it saw some play in. I saw it in a couple of decks. I wouldn't really pull for it. Like even then, it's only 3 CMs, and you kind of want this card max limit broken. Since it's hiding its TE at the end, it's hiding quite a lot of stuff. Hints are a little bit bad. We aren't in the point where like the hint pool actually matters. The only thing you can get out of hints is shifting gears and mile straightaways. That is somewhat useful. I guess Speed Eater is also useful. These 3 skills. You get max hints from it. But Mile Maven, like I wouldn't say it's worth redoing an Uma for this. But Mile Maven's fairly strong. I don't know if, like, if you already have your front runner made, I don't think it's worth rerunning to include Taiki Shuttle. Now, after this event, we have Kiseki Showtime. We've had this once before. This event sucks. But you gain like points through doing careers, and then you can make your careers harder to gain more points. So ideal scenario, like to do the least amount of trainings, you would do levels 1, 2, 3, 4, and then level 5 13 times to get all the rewards in 17 careers, given that you finish the end chain. Or like you finished the run and won the run all 17 times. But inside this event is 1500 carats, 2 SSR fragments, 2 SR fragments, 600,000 money, and then 300,000 supporter points. This event just sucks. Like, you can't really make aces. You can kind of make parents in it, but like, especially if you're trying to play Mant, like, you don't really want to make your career harder. But like, I hated this event. This is the last time it'll ever run. But I personally did not like this event. When Kiseki Showtime run comes out, there should be a special transfer. There should be a special transfer during it. I mean, we've had this a couple of times. You just glue your old Umas for star pieces, support, or points, or money. Yeah. The next time, like, the time slot of Fuji Kiseki's Showtime got replaced with Agnes Tachyon's Sparks event, which I think is better. Let me take a little break, because I do want to see if Throne did come early. Throne released the 19th. Cancer was on the 14th. I don't think it's earlier. I don't know if this 14th I have here is registration or CM start. I want to say it's registration, because otherwise my estimation would be wrong. So I think, I want to say in GP we had access to the Throne. Or maybe it came, no, or it came out the day after the CM ended. I don't remember. I actually don't remember. I think this is actually, I think this is CM start. I want to say finals was on the 18th, and then the day after, the 19th, Throne released. Because otherwise, I think I would remember Throne being used for, I don't know. This was also almost 4 years ago now. Maybe my memory's wrong. Okay. All right, let me go into the next Uma. We have Taiki Shuttle Camping. Taiki Shuttle Camping has a lot of longevity. She's fairly strong. I think you will like almost always see Taiki Shuttle. Since a lot of mile tracks, Taiki Shuttle's base form won't work on. Taiki Shuttle has a 30% power growth rate. She ideally wants to be run on miles and on miles as a pace chaser. She has, her unique is really strong. Her unique is basically Triumphant Pulse, but with a little bit tighter of conditions. You need to be 2nd to 4th within 2 lengths of, and within 2 lengths of 1st place. If you're not within 2 lengths of 1st place, then it's a weaker unique. But if you are, you get 0.15, or not 0.15. You get 0.15 current speed increase for a total of 0.5 speed for 5 seconds at the 200 meter mark. But you do have to be within 2 lengths, which is a little bit harder, but her awakening skills make it a lot easier to do. She gets mile corners, pace chaser corners, mile maven, and neck and neck, which is right now a pretty bad gambling excel. But once the Evo skills come out and some of these, like Mile Maven gets fixed and this skill gets a little bit better at gambling since it halves the amount of area that it can randomly activate in, Taiki Shuttle Camping becomes fairly strong as a pace chaser on mile tracks. Her uniques thankfully aren't that strong. Mile Maven gets 0.1 more target speed, and then Fierce Competition gets an FOV increase, or Neck and Neck gets an FOV increase, which thankfully isn't that strong. But she was used pretty often as a mile pace chaser. She's not that strong in sprints. She also has shifting gear, which is pretty good. Top 5 target speed. But she's not that strong in sprints because you'd rather run base Taiki for her unique. There's only 2 mile tracks where you would want to inherit OG Taiki's unique. Is she Christmas Ogre tier? No. Christmas Ogre. There's not gonna be another Uma like Christmas Ogre for a while, thankfully. Sakura Laurel will be like the Christmas Ogre of long tracks. That's like probably the next meta-defining Uma. But yeah, but she's strong. She's like one of the stronger options you can run as a pace miler. Like she will almost always be A tier. Also in this banner will be Medjuro Dober Camping. Medjuro Dober Camping has a 20% speed, 10% wit. She's going to be ran on medium as a late surger. Her unique will require you to have a downhill between the 60% and the 66% mark, which generally gives you speed carryover. Tracks like this are almost every Hanshin track has a downhill between the 60% and 66%, and then the Derby and the Arima Keenan also have this downhill. So there's a downhill on the Derby. Go to Nakayama 2500. There's a downhill here. This one won't give you carryover. I don't think Derby gives you carryover either. But all of the Hanshin tracks, she gives carryover. It's like the Hanshin 2200, the Hanshin 2000. I don't know if there's a Hanshin 2000, actually. Even the Mile, there's a downhill for carryover. One of the big issues with Medjuro Dober is that because she is a medium late surger, she really wants moving past and beyond from her original outfit, because you can't really only accelerate as a late surger off of Let's Pump Some Iron. So that's a little bit awkward. Both of her skills, well, not both of her skills, from the Brink, which is a gambling excel that's pretty bad right now, needs to be ran on a medium track. And then she has Dauntless, which is a mid-race late skill. If you are, I thought it was 3rd to 7th. I guess that's probably post-buff. But if you're 6th to 4th, at any point after the 50% mark, then you will get target speed and a little bit of acceleration. She's kind of waiting on the 5th. She's also waiting for buffs. This skill gets buffed to have a wider range. Rise from the Ashes gets buffed on the activation chance, and then her evos just up the numbers. So she's not going to be both Taiki Shuttle Camping and Medjuro Dober. I don't think are going to be that strong on release. Like both their skills just need to be updated. They're both on like the buff. Though I guess, yeah, they both just kind of are waiting on buffs. But that's the Umas from the Search Solve Summer event. Now we can move on to the cards. We have El Condor Pasa Guts and Tannhauser Wit. Both these cards are skips. I kind of like Tannhauser Wit, but I don't think it's worth your carrots. El Condor Pasa Guts has a unique effect for every supported card in the same training facility. She gets 5% extra TE. She lacks speed and power bonus. She only gives you guts bonus. And you really want your guts card to give you speed and power bonuses. Since you don't care about increasing, like you're usually running multiple guts cards, so you want you don't want more guts. She gives you speed star, but fine motion, like at least it's not, I mean, it's guaranteed that she gives you speed star, But if you need the skill, like it's just way better to run Fine Motion, even if you whiff it, since Fine Motion is just that much better of a card. It's a little hard to contextualize the full strength of it because a lot of her cross training is in the increased training in her unique effect. But this card's just not worth it. I personally like Tannhauser Wit. If I had 60k carats to light on fire, I would pull for her. But otherwise, she's not worth it. She has a unique effect where if your bond gauge is full, she gives you an additional 5 wisdom recovery. So she would give you 10 energy when your bond gauge is at 100. She has 35% friendship bonus, 1 speed bonus, 1 wit bonus. A little bit bad on the specialty rate priority. And then she has 30 bond. So like she's like current nice nature tier in terms of stat training. Like she's not gonna be as strong as Fine Motion just because she doesn't really have that much cross training. But she like all she does is train wit. Big fat 35% friendship rainbow with a speed and wit bonus. And then she gives you It's On as the gold skill, which is kind of bad for SP wise, since it only lasts 1.8 seconds. But it's a usable skill over like Currents or Nice Nature. She's a little bit stronger in Grand Live because you don't really do cross training in Grand Live. So like you would want to use Tannhauser Wit in your wit facility. It's just it's like fairly decent if like you didn't have Fine Motion, and you somehow had 60k carats, or actually 90k carats right now to pull on the banner. But I'd rather like anybody who wants a new wit card just wait for the Marzensky banner and run Nakayama Festa as their wit card over Tannhauser Wit. Since Nakayama is not that bad of a card. So I think it's just like this, you want to just spend on these 2 banners rather than pulling for Tannhauser. But I do like this card. Then we have the story event and the card from there, which is Zeno Rob Roy. As a stamp card, as a welfare stamp card, it's not that bad. 30% friendship bonus. You get 10 TE at the 80 bond, and she gives you 1 stamp bonus. Like it's stronger than all the other welfare stamp cards I have came out. Unfortunately, it gives clairvoyance, which is absolutely useless as a skill. It's okay in team trials, I guess. I guess if you need like a stamp card for a medium team trials Zuma, you can grab clairvoyance on top of it, since it's a 220 gold skill. But yeah, weaker than most welfare cards will just be weaker than a maximum break SR. That's generally the power level that they want to put the card in. Then we have the Legend Race with Tamamo Cross and Meisho Dodo. This Legend Race will be farmable at the 5th scenario, which right now I have estimated for the end of November. This is going to be the last Legend Race in this scenario. The next one won't be for another about 2 months, which has the Shino Flower and Akebono. But we're going to start getting big gaps, or this is going to be like our biggest gap between Legend Races. There was a 3-month gap on the Japanese server. Actually, it's not the biggest gap. I think there was a 4-month gap before they started just doing it monthly. There was one more 4-month gap, and then enough people complained where they made it monthly. And this is going to be on the Takarazuka Kinan, so whatever you build for the Hanshin 2200, you can use for this Legend Race. Alright, next up we have Air Shakur. Air Shakur is a medium end closer. She has a 30% wisdom stat bonus. Her 2 gold skills are a new medium mid-race elation, which is 0.35 target speed for 2.4 seconds anytime during the mid-race as long as you're 5th and below. So it's a little bit weaker than Daring Strike. Daring Strike gives you more value since it gives you more just distance in general. And Daring Strike has the upside of taking you out of pace down a little bit longer. But Elation isn't really on any cards. So, getting Elation plus Daring Strike is good. And then she has the Gold and Straights, which isn't on any cards as well. So at least both of her skills aren't redundant. Her unique is a little bit awkward. Her unique, you need to be near the inner fence during the final corner, which is when everybody spreads out, while being 7th to 4th place as a precondition. And then on the last straight, you'll get your target speed and lane movement. The reason why I say this is a little bit inconsistent is because of the final corner spread out. Like there is a chance that you, when they say that you're near the inner fence, or when you see lane type 0 in the preconditions, this means that you're within the first 3 lanes of the inner fence. So Uma Musume, there is 18 lanes that your Uma can go into. And the inner lane is considered, well, technically it's considered the first 3.6 lanes. So if you're like moving from the 4th lane to the 3rd lane, and like you're in that transition phase, you can still be considered in the innermost lane, or the inner fence, near the inner fence. But it's a little bit inconsistent. Like if you swing out too far, then there's a chance that you don't fulfill this precondition. I don't know what like your activation chance would be per se, but it is one of the more inconsistent uniques. Her evos aren't that great. She gets a white recovery, and the current speed's not that bad. But she's a lot harder to use in, sprint mile, and she doesn't really want to be in long, just because she doesn't have like that recovery skill, and she would be down a gold with an inconsistent unique. Like you would rather just run like gold ship at that point if you want to run 1 gold. Now that's Airstriker. Nothing meta defining. You can run her as a medium track and closer. She does have a really funny, what I assume is a Jay-Z reference. I think this happens before her Japan Cup. She gets 99 problems before the Japan Cup, and then I think if you win the race, it disappears. I do believe this is supposed to be a Jay-Z reference. I just wanted to bring that up. With Air Shakur, we have Air Groove Power. Air Groove Power isn't that bad, but it's a power card. She gives 1 power bonus and 1 SP bonus at 80 bond. A little bit low on the friendship, but it's fine. You're not running multiple power cards. This is her only training effectiveness, or cross training is her 60% mood. So she's not that great at cross training. But she also has 65 specialty rate up. So she's kind of, she wants to be trained. You want to train power with her, but you don't really want to do that in general. But she does have the 10% race bonus. She gives you lion weight, lion weight, which while is a reliable recovery for late surgers, there's a chance that you don't get the full 5.5% recovery, since this activates during the early race. So if it activates too early during the early race, and you haven't consumed 5.5% stamina, you shouldn't like rely on this for a actual gold. It's not going to be like swinging Maestro or anything. It's just not guaranteed to always give you 5.5%. Card's not good. It's a power card. You shouldn't really be pulling for this. I think there's just better cards you can use for recovery if you needed one. Then we have the 15th CM, the Cancer Cup. Realistically, if like everyone was playing meta, it should only be like Ogre Cap Christmas and like front runners on this track. Well, not just those two. It's a lot harder to beat like an Ogre Cap, essentially. Ogre gets like ideal carryover since 777s activates a couple meters before the late race, so she will get speed carryover and full value out of 0.3 XL. I believe because the late race starts on 1467, 777s will activate, what is that, 50 meters before the start of the late race. So Ogre basically will be at top speed in about 5 seconds. But because 777 is the activator, the max that an Ogre can have is a 77% chance to activate the 777s. Ogre is just going to be like the strongest Uma for this track. There's going to be a lot of downhill, so it should be more oppressive. Like you won't see 100% festival rate, but if a festival goes off, it's stronger than the 2000 meter. There's 790 meters of downhill on this track, so Wit should have a little bit more priority to max on this. I wouldn't really try to like do a guts deck. I would just try to get max speed, max power, max wit, and obviously enough stam. You don't want to fully rely on downhill recovery. 500 meters of the downhill is going to be in the late race. So if you're relying on all 790 meters of downhill for your stamina, then you will always have your spurt delayed. You should aim for like 800 stam at a minimum, I would say. And look at most of the downhill more so as like a debuff, or like a rush helper rather than relying on it as your recovery. Or you can pick up a stamina skill and lower your stamina. I guess that's fine. Front runners have angling and scheming. Pace chasers have Ogre Cap, Christmas. I don't know what else you have. Late surgers have iron and moving past and beyond, and closers have iron and moving past and beyond. And Nimble Nav or No Stopping Me will be a little bit more consistent on this track. Anytime the final corner is during the late race, No Stopping will be a little bit more consistent since there's a higher chance that you're right up behind somebody. During this event, or during the CM, we will have an event. This is a new event called Aim for the Top, Scouting the Strongest. I actually don't remember what this event translated to. I called it Scouting the Strongest. I don't remember what this event was like fully titled. There's a Game Torah article for this. Here I have like the very bare bones of the event. You're going to form a team of 7 Uma Musume, starting with 1 from your Hall of Fame, and then you will scout 6 other Umas to create like your strongest team. So you will start off the event basically with 1 Uma and 7 NPC or 6 NPCs. Then you will, with your 1 Uma and your 6 NPCs, you'll compete against other teams led by other trainers. And if by winning these races, you can steal an Uma from your opposing team. Well, not steal, you can recruit an Uma from your opposing team. You don't actually steal it from them. So it's going to be a 17 Uma race. And then every time you win a race, you can scout somebody from your opponent and replace one of your own 7. And you'll just keep doing that until the average level of your team gets you all the rewards. The event uses a new currency called Scout Tickets. You get 5 a day. If you race 5 times, you'll get another 5, and then you can get another 5 for a total of 15 through carrots or mini carrot jellies. And this is the total rewards. Obviously, the main thing is 2 SR fragments, 2 SSR fragments, and 1,500 carrots. Or I guess 1,300 carrots. There's a full Game Torah article. I don't know if it's like in any of the drop-down menus, but they do have a Game Torah article. But it'll just look like this. You'll start off with just 1 Uma, and then you're scouting each of your opponents. This looks like to be a later one. But I'll just like really quickly scroll through this. The link is in the sheet. You can just read through that if you want. But you like race against other teams like this, and then you can decide if you wanted to replace one of your old Umas for one of your opponent's Umas. It's a pretty chill event. It uses a exclusive ticket, so like it won't take time out of your careers. It won't, take any of your team trial energy, whatever it's called. And it's pretty easy to get to do. You just because you only have to start off with you only have to submit one of your own Umas, and then you just play the game by stealing from others. You can continue in this using clocks, though I don't know if anyone has spare clocks to use for this. But it was a pretty chill event. Like, it should be pretty easy as long as you use all 10 tickets. And you can use another 5 if you're lacking. As long as you use all the 10 tickets that they give you, you should be able to just finish this event and get all the rewards from it. When this released, it was also a special transfer event. I'm surprised, actually, that Kiseki got a banner here, but Scouting the Strongest didn't. So maybe I'm wrong, but this did come out. This came out 2 days after Throne released. So it should be here. It looks like my order's a little bit wrong. But it should be here, since that should be June 27th or 28th where the event comes out. I need to reorganize this. The last thing that I need to talk about is Throne. This card will come out for that medium track this month. Throne generally replaces a wit card. Since I did say here that it's only going to be released for the sprint, but it's going to come out day 1 of the medium CM. This generally replaces a wit card. From the first 5 dates, the first ever training you do with it, and the Max Bond finals, these are all guaranteed. There's also random events, but I didn't include that in this list. She'll give you 85 speed and 159 wits, so that's why it generally replaces a wit card. When you do the last date, you can guarantee the rainbow training or the passion zone. You usually replace like Takarazuka Kinan with that last date, and she will have 35% friendship rainbows wherever she lands. And then this gives you Photon Slash, which is medium corners gold. I'll probably update this saying that it's going to release for the actual medium CM. Throne also gives you 2 SP bonus, 1 speed bonus, and then the 2 wit recovery. There's Fighting Spirits for late surgers, Position Sense for front runners, Full Throttle for late surgers, though I don't know if you're going to tank a 2%. Yeah, I don't know if you're going to take a 2%. I didn't include these random events in the things just because they're random. You can't really guarantee it to activate. Is it strong enough that I think it will significantly warp CM15? I don't think so. It shouldn't be. All it does is replace a wit card. So, like it's still going to be like 1200, or 1200. Like, it's not that hard in Mant, even without Throne, to hit triple 1200s. But I would say it's kind of worth it to remake an ace with Throne, especially if you're struggling to hit max speed, max power, max wit. Having Throne in your deck makes it a little bit easier. But I would not say that you should wait for Throne to release to make your aces, because this releases quite literally the first day of round 1. And Photon Slash honestly isn't that strong. This is on a all corners random. If you look at the Hanshin 2200, there's it's pretty strong. There's like a 30% chance If it activates from like here to here, that's a little less than 30. Ah, there's probably like only like a 15% chance that it misfires. Doesn't it release for day 2? CM starts on the 25th. No, it should release for day 1, right? 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th. Yeah, it should release at the start of day 1. So, like as soon as as soon as you're able to enter your first race, Throne should be out. But I wouldn't say it's like mandatory to run. It's really strong, but like it's only better if like I don't know, you're like if you're struggling to hit max stats in 3 of your stats. But 2 SP is pretty good. Like I wouldn't say it's like night and day between a Throne Uma and a non-Throne Uma. But it's like it's really easy to hit triple, like max speed, max power, max wit, as long as the rest of your deck's somewhat okay with Throne. Throne increases finishing other chain event odds though. I guess yeah, technically, since she doesn't have like a guaranteed chain event. And also just like it's just like really easy to do Mant with this, because you have like the one mood effect that's guaranteed, and every time during your downturn, instead of like gambling on a wit train, you can just do one of her date events. But like when you borrow Throne, your run will be significantly easier. But I would not say it's mandatory. She's just a very strong card that you can have in your deck. But anyways, the last item on this is the main story. Chapter 7 should come out around when Throne releases. This is going to be the final story event for this arc. It's going to be a continuation of last chapter if anybody actually reads the main story. With Special Week, last main story, I think ended on Pasa going to the La Arc. So the main story is just going to be the La Arc, and then the 1999 La Arc with Pasa, and then the Japan Cup, and then the Arima Keenan. Next main story won't be for like another year and a year and 2 months. At the 3rd anniversary with Ryan Kraft and the 2005 Mayors, with King Halo and Fusaichi Pandora in the same team. This will also be where Special Week Commander releases. You get it through the main story event. That's why Seiyun Sky and Narita Bryan are like reran, is because there is technically a new Uma with Special Week Commander. This is gonna be the last item on this, so let me pull her up. I guess there's a Guts card from the main story. I won't go over it though. That card's useless. Special Week has 10% speed, stam, wit. She can be ran as pace or late. She wants to be ran on a long track because this alternate outfit is meant for the Arima Keenan. Her unique is if you activate any skill in the final corner, you get target speed increase. It is 0.25 for 5 seconds. If it's on the Nakayama, it's 5 seconds of 0.45. She gets overwhelming pressure, which isn't that great of a skill. If you pass somebody during the final leg, then you will get target speed. This generally happens while you're accelerating. But her other skill is best horse in Japan, or best in Japan. Best in Japan, during the final corner, you'll get 3 seconds of 0.35 target speed increase for 360 SP. It's kind of expensive, but it's a fairly good duration with a fairly good effect. So this will generally activate your unique, so you'll get 0.8 target speed during the final corner. Her evos don't really matter. She kind of dies when during she's basically only used for Grand Life for the Arima Keenan. Like you need some really strong cards, I think, to make this work. Like she wants to be ran on the Arima Keenan with her double long golds and her Nakayama only unique. The best build I saw on her was Late Surger with Symbolic Chris S for the Arima Keenan and Grand Live. Pace Chasers don't really have too much in their toolbox for the Arima Keenan. But you just need really good cards, because if you're running Late Surger Special Week with Symbolic Chris S, you need to be able to tank a 2% stamina drain whilst still only running 2 speed, 2 wit in your deck. But she's fairly strong for the Arima Keenan. It's just hard to build if your deck isn't like fully SSRs. Would End Closer be better for Special Week? I mean, you can run her as End Closer if you can't like run Symbolic Chris S, but the next time the Arima Keenan runs, I don't know why you would run her outside of the Arima Keenan. It's going to be in Grand Live, which is the 20th CM, and this is when Symbolic Chris S released. So I think it was more common to see, since Lose Yourself is just a better skill than Straightaway Spirit. Lose Yourself is almost twice as strong as Encroaching Shadow. Encroaching Shadow is... Oh, okay, it's not twice as strong. It's 0.6 more duration. It's 66% stronger than Encroaching Shadow. How are you going to get enough stam for that Excel? That's what I'm saying. Like, you kind of need really good cards for it in order to get enough. So it's a little bit hard. Or you can just bring a white recovery and hope that both the skills go off, so you can run the track without a recovery. But it's pretty hard to, like, if your deck is not just like fully SSRs, I think it's really hard to run her as Late Surger, even if that's like the strongest position for her. End is fine, it's just Spurt isn't really going to do much, especially when you're dealing with like a Metro Bright with Lose Yourself. But I think that's everything. I don't think I missed anything. Some things are a little bit out of order. Like this should probably be the last event. I think the main story came out after Throne. But that's everything. This is once again in the description if you want to just like look back at it. Yeah. Would that mean you need good stand sparks? I mean, you always need good stand sparks. I think you will lose every medium CM in... Any medium long CM you will just straight up lose in Grand Live without stand sparks. I mean, I think you even need a recovery for the 2000 meter. Unless Globo like really dislikes Summer Gold Ship with Murmur. Like I can't imagine not having like enough to tank a Murmur on this 2000 meter. I guess you could run Christmas Ogre. But like I think 564 Murmur is gonna be fairly popular. Like I really think like on this first or on any medium track with Christmas Ogre, someone can just run 2 564 Murmurs. So I wouldn't try to build up a lineage of like... I saw there's like a lot of people that want to build up lineages of like just speed sparks. But without like a single stam spark, you're averaging like 450 stam out of Grand Live. we get more stam in Mant because of the random races and the stat scrolls that we can buy without training stam. Like, you should have a base 600 stats and everything if you never trained anything. Grand Life has nothing like that. Whenever you practice a song, you get either a skill hint or stat increase. So there's just like less random stats going around. So like you really need the other sparks. Also on this track, as you can see, there's not a single downhill or uphill for that matter. So you can't rely on wit. Like all the other tracks, you can try, or probably not this Kyoto 2200. Like Ori McKinnon, you can kind of sprint doesn't really matter. You can try to like rely on downhill wit checks, but this is just a straight flat dirt race. So usually I think you should be running a recovery. And closers can probably get away. Like Inari 1, you probably don't need to run. Or Inari 1 I think even has a recovery in her kit. I guess digital is who I'm thinking of. If you want to run end closer digital, she probably doesn't need like a recovery. Alright, so I think that's gonna do it. That should be everything. Not excited to grind out Kiseki's showtime. I hated this event. The 3 times I did this event, I hated it, and this should be the last time I'll ever do this in my life. This event sucks. Like you just, no matter what, you just have to, like at a minimum, you have to do 17 runs to finish it. How am I gonna get through it? Parent runs? Probably. I don't know. I might grind a little bit through URA. I think you could. Actually, man might be a little bit easier. But man's so long. I don't know. Event sucks. The event's lasting for 10 days, it looks like. Oh, actually, I think one thing I should have put up. Actually, I think you can boost this. I'll double check this. I'm pretty sure this Kiseki Showtime you can 2x TP it. I feel like I remember that. Like the how we have 2x for the story events, I'm pretty sure you can use for this event. So I guess it's not 17 career races, it's only like 8.5. Maybe trashing careers would be faster. Should you cancel your Maru speed pulls and go all in on Taiki? No, I think every card here you should skip. I think you should just borrow Taiki if you can. Actually, yeah, I think you should put only if you have 2,400 carats, but I think if you have 2,400 carats, you should all in on Throne. Man, okay. This will release Release on the first day of 15th PM. Make that of what you will. Yeah, 80k is done. But yeah, Throne will be used for this CM, and maybe that first CM of Grandmasters. So you get 2 CMs uses out of it. Like, I don't think that's worth it. But there's some people who will use it for this Nakayama 2000. It's a good skill. It's good skill, and I mean, running a PAL card feels great. The second Kiseki got rid of the autofill. Oh, you can use clocks for this yeah, I think so. Yeah, you can use clocks, right, for level 5. I'm not gonna write it here because I don't think it really matters. Yeah, they try to make it a little bit better, but this you can't boost. Okay, I did remember the boosting. I didn't remember if you could clock, but I don't think I'm gonna write that yet. Either way, this event sucks. Don't need to be max limit broken to be useful. Basically. You wouldn't really run it at like level 30. Like I'm assuming if you're gonna use this in Mant, like you're gonna want the 10% race bonus at level 40 and 45. So I would say it needs to be max limit broken. I wouldn't really run a card without race bonus at level 40. You do levels 1 through 4 once with 2x, level 5, and then finally level 1. Okay. Let me fix it then. So only 3 hours to finish the event. If you did it all in URA. Oh, okay, so let's hear for finish. Rear. I'll just run that. So let's see. Let's say you get through a URA in 15 minutes. 150 minutes. 2.5 hours. Yeah, no, it was not scenario limited. You can do it in URA. I'm like 100% sure it was not scenario limited. I mean, even the original Kiseki Showtime wasn't scenario limited, right? You can use either Unity or R, or not Unity or R. You can do Unity or URA. Speed run it with splits. I am not gonna do a 2.5 hour speed run for this. Oops. Yeah, I'll probably actually just use the 2x boosts and just finish it all in URA. I remember when the event first ran, like my parent runs, I was losing races because of the level 1. Or at least like I was like losing like 5 races in parent runs when I usually lose like 2. So I think I'm not gonna stream it. Stream 10. What would it even be I'd probably just be like Mario, right? 10 URA Maros. Or almost all events about more grinding. They stopped doing it after, like, I think well, outside of like all the story events, all the story events will always be grindy like that. But I think this is like basically the last fully grindy event. Trainer proficiency exam, I don't really think is that grindy. Yeah, I don't think trainer proficiency exam, you just like play the game normally. So I wouldn't really say that's grindy. Unless you can't do like 1 run a day. Getting the strongest, that event is pretty... Oh, I should probably finish writing it up. That event's not really that grindy since it's like its own individual event. Tachyon's Spark Research isn't that grindy. Like, it's realistically only this stupid Kiseki Showtime. I guess Racing Carnival, you can kind of think of it's grindy. Isn't Masters Race the only one that doesn't really have anything to do with playing the scenario? Scaling the Strongest is the first time, since this is like its own thing. Raising Carnival didn't really have anything with playing it, since you didn't have to... when it originally released, you had to grind out the Carnival skill, but they didn't do that. The previous trainer aptitude was insane. Yeah, that one just required you to play a whole bunch. That was kind of disgusting. But the future ones should be a little bit easier because you don't have to do 45 minutes of a scenario. Yeah, I'm happy they got rid of the Showtime event though. This is like actually my least favorite event. But yeah. Anyways, from the entirety of this of next month, you should be able to get 8 SSR fragments and 9 SR fragments. How much would you have right now? We have 42 and 48. Yeah, I don't think I've used a single one since the start. So we'll be at 50 and 48. Or no, 50 and 57. How important are the Tachyon events? The Spark events? The Spark events are super good for you. Oh, sorry, let me remute. The Spark events are really good because they allow you to, like, for example, like, it allows you to up the star level of any of your Umas. So, like, if I go to... Like, I really like this opera, right? Like, I think this opera is pretty decent. With speed medium. Like, I'd be able to up her blessings into a 3-star. Yeah, this would probably be my Spark candidate. So I can use it as a GP for Pace Chasers. There's a lot of good, like, front-runner Umas. Or front-runner. But, like this... Actually, I don't know if I would use it on this, on this Brian. What else do I even have? I don't think anything else is that great. I mean, this would be okay. I hit Nibble Nav. No. No Spurt, though. I think right now this Opera is probably my strongest. Yeah, the Tachyon event will only be for blues, pinks, and greens. You just get to increase the star level. I don't know if I have anything else worth upping. It's like this Opera and like... I guess like this Brian is okay. I have a lot of good Pace Chaser parents. I didn't know I didn't hit off of that on that one. I mean, this one's okay. I don't really like the Guts Spark. Like, this one's fine as well. I have some decent operas from when I did an insane chain of opera runs. What's my CM team looking like? Not too great. This is my Taishin. I think Taishin's okay. I would have liked, like... I mean, Budding Blossoms would have been nice, I guess, instead of Double Circles here. And then obviously a little bit more stats. But it's essentially max power with Turf S. Turf S brings me up to like 11... I don't know how to add 108 to this. 1192. 1192 power, almost 1100 guts. This is my wits really low. This Teaching Amazon's useless. I'm gonna replace her probably with an end closer Ogre. And then I'm gonna for sure run the Suzuka. I think Pace Promotes. That is like what scares me the most. Is Pumped troll? Pump's not that troll. Pumped is the white version of Full of Vigor, right? Pumped is fine. But I'll probably run some end closer Ogre runs tonight. You should not get U equals MA2 for Christmas Ogre. on the medium CM? No. I should probably have Ogre up for this. But if you go to the Hanshin 2200, U equals MA2 will activate here, which would give you a pretty bad proc with Ogre. Let me... Oops. Oh, what is... Ogre. Christmas Ogre pace. So if you added corner recovery, 777s, and then where's hydrate? Right, if U equals MA2, activated it, the... let me just write 1250 here. At the 1250 mark, you wouldn't get the acceleration portion of it. So if we paste this here and have this activate at 777s, right? Like you wouldn't get any acceleration out of it, whereas a 777s festival would. So it's like 2 links that you're losing. Oh, if you failed from bamboo memory, then yes, that's rough. So UA equals like you realistically want to activate it off of hydrate, or not hydrate, 777s. Thoughts on running Christmas Ogre on pace versus late or end? I want to say it doesn't really matter. I want to say it doesn't really matter. Technically, End Closer has a higher potential, since you can get Daring Strike, you can get After School Stroll instead of Hydrate, you can get Iron and Pump. Like, End Closer is technically a little bit stronger. But, like, as a Pace Chaser, if you hit Festival, you're fairly strong already. But I mean, I guess technically, I would say End Closer Ogre is stronger. I don't think I would run Ogre as late Surger. I think I would run her as an End Closer or a Pace Chaser. But like, I don't know, Pace, like, you don't get that much more advantages, and Pace is just significantly easier to build. But Daring Strike Daring Strike is a good skill, so you can't run her as End Closer if you want. Pace Chaser is just like the easiest way to do it. So worth rebuilding when throne drops, or decks without thrones will still do good. Like if you're running throne in your deck makes like a stat line like this very achievable. I don't have any stamp sparks though, because it's a mile. So that's why I only have 660 instead of max. But like throne replaces a wit card in your deck to make it easier. Will Pace Chasers become more viable as a whole in Grand Life after the Tachyon SSR release? No. I mean, on Miles, they're a little bit more usable. I mean, Ogre just got stronger. That's realistically all Tachyon did, was made Ogre stronger. Because even like, let's say in a vacuum, Pace Chasers became the #1 meta. Ogre just has a better kit than all the other Pace Chasers. So, but no, Tachyon and SSR I don't think realistically help like every Pace Chaser. Yeah, even on Miles they're a little bit weak. Like you want the buff Mile Maven and the buffed neck and neck. So yeah, not really. When Grandmasters came out, like it was a little bit better. Like Teo was usable. You know, Brian Blaze came out, and like you can get the white version of it for like Summer McQueen. for the long. Yeah, I wouldn't really. I think right now the issue is like for pace, a lot of the power is like in a specific Uma, right? Like specifically, Christmas Ogre is really strong. Camping Taiki will be really strong. Probably not on release though. But unfortunately, Tachyon SSR does not give enough power to Pace Chasers to like for them all to be viable. I guess you could use. I mean, you'll have. You can get no stopping me from a stab card through. Wait, no, that's in Grandmasters. Yeah, I just wouldn't say Pace is that strong. Was there a specific skill that pushed them to the top? Not specific skill. Not really. They didn't get viable until like Gentle Dawn of Chronogenesis was probably, but like I don't know. I wouldn't really say that. Like I hate when people say like, oh, Pace Chasers and Late Surgers are really meta. Like they're only like you can only say that they're meta because like certain Umas are strong. Like that'll just always be true. Like sure, right now in JP, you can run like a bad Pace Chaser or a bad Late Surger. But it's just more so that the majority of the strong Umas on the track are just Pace and Late. Yeah, like the Uma themselves are the meta. But I guess Ends don't have that much support, so that's why like Orfevre is only S tier, not Turf Terrorist or whatever. But I don't know, I don't really like saying that like a certain style is meta. Like front runners are meta, like they're the strongest on the mile track, but that doesn't mean you can realistically run and get like a super high win rate with Daiwa Scarlet or Bakshin, right? It's just like the style is meta because the Umas that are really strong in that position are meta, right? I almost lost a Longchin. Like I think like the release of a character will shift the meta more than for that position than like a card that comes out. I mean, Pace became kind of meta because of like I guess if it's like the Onsen scenario where like they released Teo into Fine Motion and you got 2 or 4 golds as a Pace Chaser, then yes, it made that position meta. But I wouldn't say like any card that releases like significantly warped it where that specific style became meta. It was just more so it just helped the strong Umas that had a strong kit become stronger. But like I would say there's probably like for the Derby, there's more Late Surgers that are stronger than Pace Chasers, even though Pace Chasers got the most support. And that's just because like certain Umas just have better kits for the Derby. There's just not that many Pace Derby Umas. Usually, honestly, it's like it's honestly like an inherit that makes a style a lot stronger. Like we're more so in a Late Surger meta because of Stay Gold's release. Like for the Derby, Late Surgers are stronger because they can all inherit whatever Stay Gold's unique is. Pace Chasers still only have Maruzensky's Redshift as their Excel. They do have Check. I don't actually know where you get check now. Where do you get check? Air group? Is it air group? Wait, who gets check? Is it air group speed? But yeah, pace chasers only have redshift and check as their excels, whereas late surgers get check and Staples inherit. So like, excel still matters a lot. I would say like if a card gave excel, I guess that's also not true because like end closers became more meta because they got mid race from Daring Strike. I don't know. It's hard to like. I don't really say there's like a definitive thing that makes certain things meta. Like pace becomes more meta in the derby once Pasta speed releases. I don't know. I wouldn't say there's like a definitive thing outside of like one really strong pace chaser releasing. Like there was a lot of pace when Gentle Donna released, but it was just all Gentle Donna. Alright, I think that's gonna do it for today's stream. I don't think I'm gonna be streaming I'll stream tomorrow. Never mind. I'll stream tomorrow. We'll do room matches. Hopefully I can get a Ogre recap going. I think the issue right now is I haven't been doing that many parent runs. I've just been doing like the ace runs and then that's it. But hopefully I get back to it. Anyways. Thank you guys all for watching. Okay, I'm gonna promise to stream tomorrow, so that forces me to stream tomorrow. I will be streaming tomorrow, I hope. Thank you guys all for watching, and I will catch you guys all later. Bye-bye.